Good evening. Good morning. Good afternoon to everybody on the other side of the ocean. Let's try to trade this. What a day. Over, how much did it drop today? About 300, 431, about 400 points today, and then recovered, what, 75% of that drop? Crazy. Christopher says, Zach, good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Jesse James in the house. Good evening, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon if you're on the other side of the ocean. Not moving much tonight. Definitely moved today. And what do we got? We have tomorrow, Jackson Hole. Be another volatile day. Tonight we have Jesse joining us a little later, or whenever he's ready. I'm sure he's still in the makeup room, getting ready for us. PR77, what's up? HR, what's up? All right, I need to blast the AC in here, so hold on, guys. Let me get some AC in here because it's still like 100 degrees outside. Here we go. All right, cool. All right, Marco Cavallo, howdy, brother. All right, so what do we got here? 3 o'clock. Let's go back to 3 o'clock for the Globex Open. Here we go. So we pushed up overnight high at 342. And we came right back down, huh? We already dropped 100 points. Wow. Okay, current overnight low. Marco Cavallo, I am in Chandler, Arizona. So yes, Phoenix area, Chandler, Arizona. Good evening to everyone. Nicolas Gomez, the man from Paris. Welcome to the stream. All right, let me get settled in here. Today was a wild day. I walked out into green thanks to the trading from last night. I did try to trade this morning, put one trade in and bailed. So I didn't lose on the trade, but I could have. And pretty much walked out flat today. We had a couple people in the chat below some accounts. I saw on X the craziness of blown accounts today. So yeah, it was a wild day. It was a wild day. I'm glad I stuck to my guns and walked the hell out. Turned everything off and did not trade. Even when the market pumped, that rally that I was waiting for all morning finally happened. I walked out. I could have gone on tilt, probably returned all my profits. So, T. Cooper, let's see who else is here. Nicolas, so I failed my first eval on take profit. Got a reset and now I'm doing much better. All right, man. Keep at it. It's part of the process. Today was the day. If things were going to go bad, today was the day. You had 1 minute candles, consistent 20 to 40 point 1 minute candles throughout the day. That's crazy. I mainly trade minis, so I immediately knew I could have done two things: walk out or switch to micros. I walked out. I walked out and I didn't come back. I had one trade. Let's go back. The profit that I made today, honestly, was from the overnight session last night. I played a pivot point bounce, my classic pivot point bounce, and look what happened here. Thank God I realized that bounce ain't happening at the pivot point. They're going to flush it just like they did every day, and got out with a little bit of green. And had I held for wishful thinking, I would have been flushed out pretty badly. Then finally, until 8 a.m. my time, the play that I was waiting for happened, and I let that one go. But this was the bounce that I was looking for here. And look how they teased the bounce twice. 1, 2, and then finally they gave it to you. And by that time, if you had tried to play the bounce and stuck with it without getting out early, you got flushed out. And it was nasty today. So after that, I walked out, no trades, and we're back to today. The after hours, late Asia. Chris Peters, good evening. And I hope some of you had some green. I know this morning some green was reported in the chat, so I hope you guys did well. And let's see if this thing moves. Looks like it already moved 100 points to the downside. And we got Jackson Hole tomorrow, so it might calm down a little bit. Smart Money Sprouts. I blew 2 accounts today. Yeah, today was a tough one with, like I said, with 20 to 40.1 minute candles. It's tough. You gotta be able to absorb the drawdown or switch to micros. Size down. SPX, welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Chris Peters, 1,800 on his first day of Apex evals. Nicely done. With today's market, nicely done. Christopher, that was smooth downside action. Yeah, NQ flushed, but it was aggressive. In other words, there was some chop on the way down. I think the bounce was clean after it wiped everybody out on the downside. The bounce was really clean if you look at it. I like the bounce better than the actual flush to the downside. T. Cooper, I got that up move at 11 a.m., made my day, called it in another room. Always be aware of closing times. Yeah, that 11 a.m. move was the clean play of the day for sure, the bounce. I was already done by then, but I let that one go. So good. A couple of you guys had some nice green. SR, welcome to the stream. And all right, this thing is really slow now. Tomorrow we have again another volatile day. Goober guy, good evening, good evening. Good evening to everyone. Welcome to the stream. London closes at 11:30 a.m. They got to cover those shorts. Nicholas Gomez, 5-point rippers on Asia. Yeah, it looks like the action happened already, right? We opened, we hit overnight high at 342. Came down to about 260, 270-ish. And that's current overnight low. So it already moved about 80 points. All right, so we're starting to establish a range. All right, let's wait a little bit and figure out what this thing is doing. Good evening to everyone. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Tonight we got Mr. Jesse James on again. Tomorrow, Thursday, last day of the week for the Asia session, and possibly the last day of the week for the morning session. Friday, I may be taking off, headed for a hike early in the morning, so could be out Friday, not sure yet. We'll see. All right, so it looks like the action has happened. We had a nice little short here, huh? 319 down to 265. Got 70 points there. T. Cooper, is he going to use his camera? We got a little surprise. I'm not revealing it yet. But I know he's working on his camera, so we'll see. Apparently he's in the makeup room right now, and he'll come out shortly. Actually, let me check in with him. Oh, there he is. If I smash the like button, won't it break? Oh boy. Oh boy. In his polka dot bikini. A little coffee to wake up here. All right, what's going on here? Little range, is that what we're looking at? 265, 322. That what we're looking at? Jesse James, I can try, but my trading space isn't the best. With two college kids, I lost my office space to their homework room. Hey, I got a college kid and an elementary school kid. Actually, never mind. The college kid is on campus. CRINX, where are you trading from? I'm in Arizona, so my times are 3 hours behind East Coast. So it is 6:30 here in Arizona, West Coast time. Smart Money Sprouts, do you have Bulenox discount link? I do. It should be the same discount link that you see on the ads, JCDT. Here, I'll shoot it in the chat right now. Let me just double check on Bulenox. But yes. I'm checking right now with Bulenox to make sure it's active. Indeed, JCDT is 90% off of option 1 right now. I guess they updated Bulenox to 90%. So JCDT is 90% now, again with Bulenox. JCDT2 gives you 83% on option 2. But the main promo is JCDT, 90% off, option 1. CRNX, nice. I'm in LA. Any reason why you choose to trade this hour? I like the Asia session for the community. There's a great community that supports the channel and is here. My main trading session, though, is New York. So I actually live stream the New York session as well. I start that session at 9:15 a.m. Eastern. So 6:15 a.m. for us on the West Coast. But my main trading session is New York. But like I said, I really enjoy the Asia session. Really good community here, and we catch a couple trades sometimes. Actually, to be fair, Asia session has been bringing me in some nice profits into the New York session that I use for drawdown. Tonight's trading strategy is 99% using Jesse's indicators and 1% luck. Well, Jesse's got a story for you guys. 6 months ago, you could make real money in the Asia session. Yeah, like I said, my favorite session is still New York. That's where I make most of my trading, win, lose, or draw. But Asia is just a little more patience, right? It's a different style. SPX TPT initial test refund is over, only 40% off. I thought they extended it again, didn't they? I haven't had the chance to update it, so you could be right. In that case, what I'll do is update it after tonight's stream. SPX, you could be right. I may be wrong. I honestly haven't updated the ad. CRNX, I'm new to trading futures coming from equities, but I'm almost there to pass the Apex eval. Totally loving trading futures more than equities. Yeah, futures. I switched from options to futures, and I don't think I'll go back to... I mean, I'll trade options every now and then, but I don't think I'll go back to day trading options. Futures, you get a lot of options. SR, how many trades you took this morning? 1 trade and ran for the hills. Once I started seeing 20, 40 point 1 minute candles, I was out. Not risking it. Also, tonight, we're going to be talking about Tradesyncer. And one of the issues that came up with somebody in the community trading on Tradesyncer. So I'll cover, usually, to be honest, I support the community. So when you guys have issues with prop firms, I'm always willing to email and help. And someone in the trading community had an issue with Tradesyncer and trades not filling, and some back and forth. So I got involved, and I'm going to update everybody on Tradesyncer. I've said it already. I think Tradesyncer works great, but you need to use market orders, and we'll talk about that. Market orders, stop loss limit orders versus stop market orders, and kind of go over best practices for Tradesyncer. The Unclaimed King, welcome to the stream. SPX, yeah, there's going to be volatility. I mean, last night we got, what is it? Today we had FOMC minutes. That was pretty much the volatility. And then tomorrow we have Jackson Hole. So I expect more volatility tomorrow. Depending on how crazy it is, I may just protect my funded accounts and not trade them. We'll see. All depends on how it moves. Unclaimed King, appreciate you, man. Thanks for tuning in. All right, well, we start looking for patterns here. Let me check with... Is it on Friday? Oh, okay. I thought I checked the financial juice. Probably because there's not much going on tomorrow. Actually, no, tomorrow, Jackson Hole, right? If we take a look at, thought you got me there, but tomorrow, August 21st, all day, Jackson Hole, right? That goes through, Jackson Hole is a couple of days. That's why we're going to see a lot of volatility this week. But it goes through the week, right? And then finally on the 22nd, we'll see Powell's speech from Jackson Hole. That's all going on this week. So I expect more volatility throughout the week. But yes, Powell speaks on Friday from Jackson Hole, but the whole Jackson Hole event is throughout the week, starting tomorrow. So Friday will be interesting. Probably not even going to be trading Friday because I'm going on a hike. So to be continued, especially for the morning. All right, what are you going to do, nasty NASDAQ, tonight? As usual, it slows down around this time. Jackson Hole is a location, so that's where they meet and discuss the future of interest rates. Well, the economy in general, the Fed. And then Friday speaks about the last 2 days of meetings on Friday and gives us an update. And there's already some the rumor, right? Trade the rumor, not the news. There's info that it ain't going to be pretty, and that's why we're seeing this initial dump and probably continuation on a dump for Friday. We'll see how Powell news plays, but apparently it ain't going to be pretty. HR, Trump is already preparing his insoles for Powell. He's already looking for a replacement. I saw the news today. He's already suggesting 2 options for a replacement. So Trump keeps playing that card as far as getting rid of Powell. T. Cooper, Hamptons of the Titans, indeed. Nicholas, yep. He wants to fire him, but the question is, can he fire him? If he wanted to and could, I have no doubt he would have fired him already. But the Fed continues to be independent of political party in office. But we'll see. We'll see how all that plays out. All right, so we just hit 200 SMA. We hit VWAP. Let's see what's going to happen here. If they're going to flush this back down or continue to push. Zach, welcome to the stream. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Shalom, shalom. I didn't see Elderly Wisdom Vault. I didn't see you there, brother. Shalom, always. John in the house as well. Shark Trends in the house. So yes, Jesse will be joining us. I believe he's still in the makeup room, so have a little bit of patience. Shark Treads, good to see you, brother. Nicholas, it's part of the journey, man. Loan accounts, don't take it too personal. Don't beat yourself up for it. It's not a loss, it's a lesson. He's quite the prima donna. John, I blew 2 today. Learned tough Tradeify lesson. API limit reached. I've never heard of that one. What does that mean? Tradeify API limit reached. Never heard of that one. BKNY boss for life. Good evening, brother. Nicholas, there's times I feel like as soon as I place an order, the market just decides to do the opposite. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We're going to cover, I'm waiting for Jesse. We're going to cover today's price action and just how the market traps you. Usually, today was a sharp move to the downside, right? So a lot of people are either hopping on the short and making a lot of money, or trying to look for a reversal, a bounce. And the bounce was hinted 3 or 4 times with the same pattern. When the bounce actually happened, the pattern actually played out, and obviously it was a nice bounce like around 11 a.m. But before that, you got very similar patterns that trap you into thinking this is the long. And if you don't have a tight stop or, call it pretty quick, you are flushed on some key levels that were supposed to provide the bounce, or at least trap you to think there's a bounce, with the same pattern as far as indicating the bounce, and then flush you right out. So it was nasty today for anybody looking for longs. If you were smart and not trying to trade against the trend and hopping on a short on some of those pops, you walked out in some nice green. Okay, yeah. 5,000 transactions across all your accounts within a 60-minute. Anytime you place an order of any type, even move an order stop, it ticks a counter. Huh. You get 5,000 total, and trailing stops that rip across multiple accounts. No bueno. Oh, sorry to hear that. So subsequently, I passed and failed 2 accounts in the same tray. I didn't know about that API limit. With Tradeify. Huh? Chris Peters, glad I was working. CRNX, glad to see the market actually move this morning. It's been moving for the last couple of days. This whole week has been pretty volatile. But I didn't know about this API limit. It's interesting. We'll talk about Tradesyncer as well. One of the traders here in the community had some issues with Tradesyncer. I actually reached out to Tradesyncer today, and I'll share, some best practices with Tradesyncer and market orders, limit orders, and how that can create trouble. So we'll talk about that as well today. Yeah, elderly, shalom. I'm going to go over that. I'm just waiting for more people to hop on and Jesse to hop on, and we'll start chatting with that. But I'm an advocate of Tradesyncer. I use Tradesyncer, but I learned probably very early this year that the best way to trade on Tradesyncer is using market orders. It's part of the reason that you guys don't see me setting a stop. Stop would be a limit order, also a TP. Tradesyncer has, I don't want to go over, well, let's go briefly over. Tradesyncer has built-in technology around market orders. In other words, let's say you don't get filled on an order and you have a stop market order. There's technology built into Tradesyncer to prevent a stop loss or a TP to be hit if you weren't filled on the entry. However, if you're using limit orders, it's not going to have that technology. You're going to have to manually monitor your trades on Tradesyncer, which is what I do, and I'll go over that. I have a separate laptop literally right here in front of me just with Tradesyncer that I'm checking that everything filled when I enter, and when I exit, it shows me everything is closed. Because Tradesyncer relies heavily on market orders. Unfortunately, they do have some misleading info in terms of limit orders and stop limit orders versus stop market orders, and that can get you in trouble. It happened to someone in the community. I reached out and got some clarification, so I'll share that a little later with you guys as well. Elderly, we'll go over that. I'm just waiting for more people to hop on, and Jesse to hop on as well. The key is making sure that you're using standard stop orders, market orders, and not setting, if you're using some of the advanced bracket orders, that you're not using stop limit orders. So it all depends on the trading platform that you're using, but we'll go over that. I mainly use market orders. I've learned, although I get criticized a lot, why aren't you using a stop? Why aren't you using a stop? Listen, during the New York Open, there's a lot of volatility, and I'm not going to risk a limit order with Tradesyncer. I've adjusted some settings now where I'm going to test next couple of days, making sure that stop is a market order. But that's the limitation with Tradesyncer. It could go against you. It could go bad if you're not aware of how those limit orders work with Tradesyncer and not monitoring it actively while you're trading. Christopher Zezek, he's in a long on ES, break of channel. And PR77 is out on his long. So he's cashing in already. Shark Trends, 100% personal preference. No, this is actual Tradesyncer advice, and it's on their website. We're going to go over it. It's not a personal preference. It's how Tradesyncer recommends you place your orders. Unfortunately, it happened to someone in the community today. So we're going to go over it. Like I said, I do affiliate with Tradesyncer, so I want to make sure that if you guys use Tradesyncer, you're aware of how market orders versus limit orders can cost you on Tradesyncer with your accounts. This one is not financial advice. This one is actually the actual rules, how it works with Tradesyncer, and we'll go over that. All right, so she just hit pivot point at 330. And it's continuing to push. Chris Peters, I always watch my orders and positions, manually manage all SL and TP for minimal drawdown. Yeah, same here with Tradesyncer. I have it separate because there's that occasionally an account or accounts that don't get filled. You have to be careful if you're still copy trading. If your account didn't get filled and you have a stop loss or a TP, it's not a stop loss when it hits. It's actually a reverse order, right? Because you never were in position. You'll go into position in the opposite direction, potentially hurting that account or accounts that never got filled on your entry. 345 TY. All right, Jesse James is in the house. PR77, that was a VWAP play. First time tonight it didn't react. Pushed right through. Nicely done. Looks like you walked out with some nice green. All right, let's get Jesse in the house. Jesse, I got to set you up. Hold on for 1 second, guys.
This is a test of my avatar. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is a test of my avatar. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is a test of my avatar. Testing 1, 2, 3.
All right, we got
This is a
that.
test
Now
of
let's
my
get your
avatar.
audio going.
Testing 1, 2, 3. This is a test of my avatar. Testing 1, 2, 3.
All right, can
This is a
you
test
guys
of
hear
my
us now?
avatar. Testing
That's
1, 2, 3.
hilarious.
This is a test of my avatar.
Since he's
Testing
afraid of the
1, 2, 3.
camera, I guess this is how we'll get Jesse.
This is a test of my
It
avatar.
kind of looks like me
Testing
too.
1,
Okay, you
2,
gotta have
3.
to. He's on repeat and he keeps saying this is a
This
test.
is a
over
test
and
of
over
my
again.
avatar. Testing 1, 2,
How do we
3.
mute him? That's a
This is
good-looking
test
little
of my
character right
avatar.
there, folks.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Wait, I don't think.
is a
Oh,
test
here
of-
we go. Now I can turn it off. There you
Sweet. Is he muted, everybody?
go. I think everybody should hear us at this point.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Shark, Chris, John, what's up, buddy? The other Chris. Good to see you guys. PR in the house. Good to see ya. Yusuf, my man. Who else? Nicholas. We got a lot of Nicks and Chris's up in here, huh? Wisdom. Good to see everybody. That was quite a move, huh? Over there on the left-hand chart, those are the big crayons.
Oh, wow, it keeps going.
The big crayons go. I might FOMO into this just for fun.
There you go. There you go.
I can't do it. I want to see at least a pullback to my to one of these moving averages you all taught me about. Tony, what's up? Oh my, is that Jesse? It looks like me. Hey, John, do you think that looks like me? I think it looks like me. Marco, good to see ya.
Can you still hear
Doing
me
good,
now?
Tony. Doing good. I've got you. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Perfect.
John says, pretty accurate depiction. All right, sweet. Oh, jeez. Poking fun at me. I guess I got to get a webcam going at some point.
I think the pressure's on, my friend. All right, can you hear?
How about
can you guys
this
hear
move
us
back
both?
up a second? I hope so. Let me ask, just in case I didn't hear you. Hey, can you guys hear JC also? Or just Jesse? You got both JCs or just the other JC?
Just get the high fade like JC.
They hear us both. Okay, sweet. Good. We're good to go.
So,
I made some good progress on these. Sounds funny to say this, but on these moving averages, on the moving average indicator that I wrote for NinjaTrader. But believe it or not, guys, it's a little bit tricky to get time-based moving averages onto a Renko bar chart. But I was able to code it. It looks pretty good. I might be able to show it off tonight. It looks.
how
like,
are you coding it? Since Renko obviously isn't time based. In other words, are you choosing a specific?
Yeah, so what the code does is it loads up in the background, doesn't put it on the chart, but in the background it actually runs the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and the 15 minute. And then it runs all the EMAs and SMAs that I've told it to against those, and then displays them though on my Renko bar chart. So it looks messy because there's lines everywhere. So I'll clean that up and make it maybe kind of how my boxes are, maybe just put some dashed lines right at the end instead of squiggly lines all over the chart. But
Right.
It's coming along.
Nice.
Coming along. EC. I'll let you answer EC's question while I take a pill here, and I'll be right back.
Let's see who's EC. Hi there. What copier do you use? Jesse James uses Ninja Replicanto. I use Tradesyncer, which is a cloud web-based trading tool. Copy trader. We'll talk about Tradesyncer today. Some of the issues to. All right, is audio good then, guys? Where do you get Replicanto? Got a code for it? Yeah, just look up Ninja Replicanto, and if you use code JCDT, I believe you get 10% off lifetime. Maybe we'll have Jesse talk about Replicanto. I used to use Ninja Replicanto. I switched off of that.
Yeah.
Now I do strictly Tradesyncer. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, that sounds about right on the discount. It's pretty cheap anyways to begin with.
Right.
And I don't know if you've got multiple people that trade in your household. Like me and my wife both trade, so we bundled two together and got even more of a discount. So
maybe we can have a chat on trade copier.
Yeah, because
let me see if I can bring up
see
if I can bring up Ninja Replicanto website.
Some of what JC's wanting to talk about is applicable also to NinjaTrader and Replicanto when it comes to market orders versus limit orders. So I think that'll be a good talking point.
Yep. So maybe let's start, since the majority I think use Ninja Replicanto. Let me pull up the website real quick.
So EC, I'm going to put it in the chat right now. There you go. There's the code. And thanks for using that code. Every little bit helps JC keep the channel going and helps him do everything he does for us, the community. So thank you.
Okay, Chip. Let me switch to website, and I'm going to bring your audio over here as well. Hold on a second. Jesse, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so you're already here. Good. So this is Replicanto website. So is that I haven't done this in a while. $2.99, is that the cost for it?
Yeah, they got options. That's lifetime. You can also rent it monthly, and then if you bundle a couple of them together, it's way cheaper. But yeah, Flowbots is the maker of the product, and Replicanto is the copier.
So let's talk about why someone would want to use Replicanto. So obviously they're on NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader has a limitation of what, one Rhythmic account? How many accounts can you copy trade on Ninja without Replicanto?
None. You need a trade copier for sure.
Okay, so your option at that point is if you want to copy trade multiple props, you get Replicanto, you hook it up, and at that point you can have unlimited Tradeify, right, and one Rhythmic connection copy trade. Correct?
On NinjaTrader, that is correct. Yep.
Right. And pretty straightforward setup. I guess with Replicanto, I remember using it. You set your master account, your followers, and there's an important setting that you talked about earlier today. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's right. So by default, out of the box, it will copy your stops and targets over to all the follower accounts also, which is a good. So there's positives and negatives to this, right? That's good in case you have some kind of blip in your internet or your computer crashes or something. All your accounts have a stop in place. They're protected. The problem with that is if you're copy trading 20, 30, whatever, 10 accounts, you might hit that API limit that John was talking about in the chat earlier. In fact, that happened to me a couple of times, and it cost me an arm and a leg, to be truthful. So Replicanto has this little setting that's in there. It says use market orders only. And if you do that, then it does not copy your stops and targets to the follower accounts. Instead, what it does is when your master account hits the stop or the target, it simply issues a market out order on all the followers. which guarantees you an out. However, you will get a little bit of slippage because it's a market order and not a limit order. But in my book, in my world, I'm okay with a little bit of slippage in exchange for never hitting that API limit. That was pretty problematic for me. So, and also, as most of us, well, some of us may not know this, but a limit order can actually, the market can just run right through a limit order and not fill you, right? Let's say, for example, at a price level right here where we're at 342, there's 30 contracts for sale, and we blow right through there. You might have your one contract there, but the way the market works is it fills the larger orders first. It gives them priority. So the market might blow right through your price level where you've set a limit order. And because you've told the market, I only want to buy at this exact price, it's not going to get you in. It's not going to fill you. It's going to jump right over you. And so the way you resolve that is you use market orders. It'll get you in no matter what. You might pay a little bit more because of slippage, but you're in the trade. So I'll let JC talk about the issue that he came across with Tradesyncer, but it's the same issue can occur with Replicanto, with NinjaTrader, with any of this trade copying stuff. So I personally only use market orders for everything,
right,
at the cost of a little bit of slippage here and there, which I don't mind. If I'm going for $150 to $300 on every trade, I don't mind if I lose $12, $5, whatever it may be.
right. And
there's the spiel.
Replicanto is something you install on your machine, whether it's a PC or a laptop. So you're using CPU resources on your machine versus Tradesyncer, which is web-based, cloud-based. You're not installing it on your device.
That's right. Yeah. So 345 TY, you're letting bots take your trades. No bots. What we're talking about is a trade copier. So you take a trade in your master account and it puts that same exact trade on all your follower accounts so that you can trade and leverage multiple accounts by only managing one of them, right? Could you imagine trying to manage a trade on 20 accounts? That'd be crazy. The trade copier does that for you.
So let's take a look at Tradesyncer. Let me just make sure I'm logged out. Yeah. Tradesyncer is, again, a web-based, cloud-based copier. You're not installing anything. You can use Ninja. You can use any platform as your master. I use Quantower. But again, you can use whatever platform you trade on as your master. And then you go online and set up your follower accounts based on Rhythmic or Tradeify. The advantage with Tradesyncer is you can now copy trade unlimited Rhythmic, unlimited Tradeify. You don't have that limitation of Ninja with one Rhythmic connection. Yes, there's monthly fees attached to that based on the number of connections. Your master account is one connection. So if you're just using two prop firms, and a prop firm is considered a connection. So let's say you have Apex as your master and you're copy trading to Take Profit Trader, that's two. Well, let's say if you want to use Take Profit Trader, Bulenox, Apex, and Tradeify, now you got four, and that number goes on if you're copy trading multiple props. So you got 3 plans available with monthly, and if you want to pay the whole year, you can go that route as well. But that's the main difference. It's the option of having unlimited Rhythmic and unlimited Tradeify, not installed on your PC, or laptop, no CPU resources. You're only using the resources that your master account on whatever platform you trade on. Now, a couple things that are important. This is in their must read. They actually have it highlighted, must read before starting to trade with Tradesyncer. It's what Jesse just mentioned in terms of market orders versus stop loss limit orders and stop market orders. Big difference. As in general, I refuse to place limit orders with Tradesyncer, and you can read through this. This is on their website. Using how to stay in sync, using market orders whenever possible. Market orders ensure that your trades remain in sync due to our follower protection feature. They cannot be modified, canceled, or experience partial fills, making them far less prone to copy trading issues that are beyond our control. I now trade only, or have been trading only, with market orders with Tradesyncer because of that. I did do some limit orders in the past and found some of the mistakes. The issues that happen is you may have partial fills on accounts, right? So let's say you're copy trading 20 accounts, 10 get filled, 5 or 10 don't get filled. And if you have a stop loss or a TP and that gets hit, well, the orders that got filled originally are going to be fine. They're going to hit their stop and their TP without any issues. The accounts that did not get filled on entry, well, the minute they hit a stop, that's their entry order, right? So you have to be very careful making sure your orders remain in sync during your trade. That's why I have a separate laptop now just for Tradesyncer when I'm copy trading, especially in the morning. And as I enter a trade, that's the first thing I look to make sure that everything is showing filled. If I see something that wasn't filled, then I'll just adjust it manually and remove that account from copy trading, which you can do. Or vice versa. If I closing a trade and I realize 1 or 2 accounts didn't close, I'm flattening everything, and you can flatten all. It does have a flatten all protection as well. But just make sure you read this. Details exactly the importance of using a market order, especially with those nice bracket orders that everybody likes, where you have multiple TPs and stop loss. That's not supported. The following advanced strategies are not supported by Tradesyncer. Multi-bracket orders, stop limits. Stop limit orders are not the same as regular stop market orders used for stop losses. Some platforms do specify you can set your trades on your master account as a stop limit or a stop market. But just make sure you guys take a look at that because it does create issues. All right, back to the charts.
Yeah, one more thing to point out too that I didn't realize until you just reviewed that. Whereas Tradesyncer is priced by how many prop firm connections you need, NinjaTrader and Replicanto, you can connect to as many Tradeify prop firms as you want all at the same time. I know you touched on that earlier, but there's no price difference on the Replicanto side of things.
Got it. I thought Jesse said Replicanto does all what you said about filling order problems. Does Tradesyncer, as long as you use market orders with Tradesyncer. And again, read, do your own research. We're trying to just read what the website says and not say anything that's not actually officially on their website. Use market orders and you'll be fine with Tradesyncer. Read up on the limitations on bracket orders, stop loss limit orders. I think Jesse mentioned that you can set Replicanto, all your orders become market orders. This issue on Replicanto as well.
That's right. Yep. Okay, Thumper. Let's see. I got to look at the chat. I was busy coding changing something on my moving averages. All right, Thumper, what bar type is that? Thumper, that is, you're looking at NinjaTrader, and those are Ninja Renko bars. So on the left is an 18 or 36/18, and on the right is a 12/6. So they're tick-based bars, no time frames involved at all, no minutes, 5 minutes, none of that stuff. It's just price action based. What's up, Peter? Good to see you.
Peter Chan, I joined and heard all that about Tradesyncer. Yeah, we were going about some of the issues on Tradesyncer. So just covering that for the community.
That's right. The Renko is in ticks, yes. So on the right-hand chart is a 12/6, which means each bar size is 12 ticks with a reversal bar. It reverses the trend threshold at 6 if the price goes 6 ticks against the bar, right? So it'll switch from blue to red or red to blue based on that, half the amount of ticks. And on the right, each one of those bars is 36 ticks, except for a reversal bar would be if the price comes against that bar 18 ticks, it reverses the trend color of the bars. That's how Renko works there.
Or not? See why.
Oh, I think you changed the scene to the one without your camera, and it might not have our audio pumped in. All right, are we back? Okay, they said we're back.
All right,
Sorry about that.
Let me bring your audio over here. Sorry, guys. That should solve it.
All right, let's test it. You guys still got me now? I was rambling on about Renko there for a while. Sorry about that. Okay.
Those are pushing.
345 TY. Tommy, what I say? It's ICT and it works way better than whatever if this is called. I told you it was respecting the 5. You said, oh, thump. Y'all are cooked. Okay. I don't want to be cooked. But speaking of ICT stuff, we do have a nice FVG below us on the 15-minute. I don't think we get down there, though, in my opinion.
We should get Shark. Is Shark still on? We should get Shark on. Have a three-way today.
Yeah. Well, JC did not mean it that way, folks.
I meant it that way. I think you're confusing that with a totally different word, my friend. Shark, hop on, man. We will do some. He said no thanks.
No thanks for that, right? Hey, 345. We don't call people idiots around here. Calm down. Calm down.
Wait, what happened?
We're here to trade, buddy. We're here to trade.
Bro, you are an idiot. Where is the liquidity, bro? Ooh,
bruh,
oh, man. Well, do have a VIP room.
Send his ass to the VIP. Let's go. All right. Now back to the positive stuff.
I appreciate the respect to everyone here.
Tommy, how can I be cooked when I didn't take the trade? Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. And plus, you guys can see do I have my P&L up on the screen? Yeah, that doesn't look cooked to me. It looks pretty good. That looks medium well. Medium well. What were we talking about? Oh, we were trying to get shark trends in a three-way.
He's got some coding going. You coders, man.
You coders.
You guys cheat. I'm just teasing. Wish I could code.
Running with a thought, says Shark. Sweet. I love it when I get a thought and I'm working on something. I dive into it. Sometimes I stay up all night, Shark. I know you do that too, man. Once we're in the code, you don't want to give up until you can see the basics.
Tommy Stark is right. Something we talk about here. Every trader has their own strategy based on personality. Dustin Sharp. Hey, brother, how you doing? Dustin, ICT traders will be consistently losing and still talk down to others? I don't know about that. Listen, I know personal friends that are very successful with ICT. I think we'll segue pretty soon into what Jesse wants to talk about tonight. But I think every strategy works. The strategy fails based on human element. When you start messing with it, right? You start breaking your rules. You start breaking rules. That's when strategies fail. But I personally know ICT traders that are very good. It's not my cup of tea, but like I said, I think most people agree their strategy for the most part works until the human element kicks in and start doing stupid stuff.
Like me today, this morning.
What? You want to segue into that? How was? Well, let's talk about the day then first. So today, nasty dip, right? Flush, quick. What is it? 400 points in less than 2 hours.
Yeah. Anybody else want to chat about how their day went?
Yeah. How was everyone's day? And then we'll talk about Jesse.
Okay, let's see. Let me get back to. I have way too many screens open. Let me get back to
Dustin Sharp, Blue and Eval. All right, well, it's part of the process. Christopher had a green day, nicely done. Zach, terrible, Blue and Eval as well. I traded with Trent, still blew a few today. Wow. I know someone else, Drew, who usually hangs out in the Asia session. I know Drew also tried to short. He was on a roll for a while, and then he blew his account as well. John, I will admit to losing 2 accounts. Happy Kids should have stayed out. So it looks like, in general, people had a tough day. And I'll be transparent, I came into the New York session with some profit from last night, from the Asia session. I took one trade. It was about to go pretty bad on me, and I decided not to trade for the rest of the day. I started seeing 30, 40 1-minute candles. I was like, not today. And to be honest with you, we'll see tomorrow how it plays out. If we're going to get that type of volatility, I may trade evals tomorrow and leave the sim-funded accounts alone.
There you go. Smart man. So last night, was I on last night? I think this was last night. You guys correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Let me know if I'm wrong. But I think on the stream, I had one winning trade and then one losing trade, and I gave it all back and ended like, I don't know, down $100 or $200 red, right? I think that's where the stream ended, right, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Okay. After the stream, I stayed up way too late trading because I wanted to get it back. And I did. I got it back. And I don't remember where I ended. But this morning, all hell broke loose. I broke all my rules. And basically, let me think this through. Okay, so I got myself really in a bind. I was down $2,000 times 15 accounts.
This morning?
I mean,
or
yeah,
last
this
night?
morning.
Oh, okay. Oh.
This morning.
Yep.
This morning. Last night I did okay. I walked out, closed it all up, went to bed. This morning, I just did not believe that was going to keep going and going and going. I kept trying to catch the reversal, which I'm not a reversal trader, so don't ask me why I was doing that, but kept trying to get the reversal, and it trapped me and faked me out a few times, and ended up down $2,000 times all 15 accounts.
Ouch.
So then I did the right thing. I walked away, went to work, took a deep breath, and then took another stab at it. Check this out. Got all that back. Plus, John, where was I at earlier? I was on the phone with my buddy John in the chat here. I think I got it back green $600 on all 15 accounts.
So technically right there, you had a hell of a day because you had a $2,600 in the green day. You recovered your loss and you were up 600.
Yes. And John told me, I don't know how many times, at least 3. Okay, he says 700. All right, up 700. John tells me, all right, you're done, dude. Like, wipe the sweat off your brows, like cool down. You're good to go, man. Stop, turn it all off. You are good. Did I listen to my friend? No, I didn't listen to my friend. I wanted one more trade. Just one more trade. How many times have we all said that, right, chat? Jeez Louise. And then I just refused to believe that we were going to go down, and because I thought we were going to recover 100% of that down move. And I got caught up in one of those dropouts this afternoon, one of those pullbacks. But the problem was I kept moving my stop and adding more, adding another one. Before you know it, I had 4 contracts on. I had moved my stop way down, and the market flushed and blew up all 15 accounts. After all that craziness and that epic, in my mind, epic comeback, John tells me, stop, dude, you're good. I needed one more trade, like an idiot, and poof, gone, gonzo. Crazy day for me. So
I guess learning lesson, what do you think it is? You were up 700. I'm sure there's days where you get up to 700. You're like, you know what? I'm calling it a day. Is it just that mental battle, like the P&L trap? In other words, I can get more.
No, not really, because I'm okay with anywhere between $600 to $1,800 a day. That's usually where I land, somewhere in there. I think for me, I was so stuck on the idea that I was so excited about the fact that we were going to retrace today's down move 100%. I was so glued to the idea that we were going to make it all the way back up to the open line up there. Where was it? I don't even remember. 458-ish or whatever. I was just glued to that idea. Like, dude, I'm going to take this up there. It's going. This is crazy. I was hyped up, right? Because of that big move up. And so that, for me today, that's what it was for sure.
Well, I, as you guys know, I'm mainly a reversal trader or contrarian trader. I tried one long at a pivot point. I was lucky I even broke even on that. Actually, I walked out with a little bit of profit on that trade, but realized quickly this is not a reversal trader day. This is going to flush this pivot point, and it flushed it. Same thing as it did yesterday, 60, 80 points in 2-3 minutes. When I saw that, I was like, you know what? I've been in this battle before, trying to long a falling knife. Again, it's just my trading style. I'm a reversal trader. I love to trade pullbacks or the contrarian trade based on levels. And had I taken another trade or taken the trade that I was thinking of taking at the next level, again as a long, I would have given back all my profits and probably gotten into tilt. So it's for me. You guys have seen it. I suffer on directional days, and I have no problem accepting it. I walk away now.
There you go. And I love directional days, especially if it's a long day. Like if the bulls are in control and we're ripping up, that's my best trading. So I was like double excited, right? Because the market turned around, we're ripping up, we're moving. I'm like, yes, I was so excited that the bulls were taking over, and I just got overconfident. And typically I trade one contract at a time. So don't ask me what the hell I was doing adding a second, third, and fourth. That was crazy. I should have never done that.
That's the emotional trading, right? Thinking, hey, I'll save it at 2 contracts. Oh, well, it's going to go to the next level. I'll add here. Well, one more. I'll add here. And, yeah, it's the snowball effect. Dustin Sharp, why does your camera keep disappearing? I switch back and forth between full screen for you guys, so you guys can see Jesse's full screen and watch his avatar.
Hey, I like the way Z said this. Z says, never marry an idea, never marry a trade. It's funny because in my group of traders that I talk with all the time, we talk about that. Don't get married to a trade. In fact, you got to learn how to divorce a trade real quick.
And we don't. We refuse to accept that we're wrong. And we keep thinking it's the next level and the next level. I'll add here or it'll come back. It's hard, man. So don't beat yourself for it. We've all gone through blown accounts, and especially in the last couple of weeks, it's been brutal. You guys saw me blow accounts, all my accounts live a couple of weeks ago. So lessons learned for me, the directional days, specifically with directional days to the downside, something about my personality, the contrarian kicks in and wants to long that falling knife. But I did spend some time today afterwards looking at just the price action, how the bears moved that price down today. It was a quick flush, but there were entries on the shorts, safe entries on the shorts that hopefully, as I journal my non-trading day today, the idea is to trade these directional days to the downside with safe short entries and remove myself from the reversal trader mindset. Just not going to happen. There was no significant bounce today until 11 a.m. when they finally gave that bounce.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. Brickle says, what bot that is, I think you meant, is Ninja. Well, the platform is NinjaTrader. Yes, there's no bots running though. I trade manually. I don't use bots.
Peter Chan, that's because high achievers are taught not to give up. Steadfast determination is wired in our DNA. Too bad it doesn't work with trading.
Yeah.
Seem to
exactly.
agree. They seem to agree with you. Shark trends. I'm a short at 558. Oh, you got a better entry than I do. I'm short at 50. See how it plays out. Brickle, crypto trader, trap trader.
Oh, SR says, did you say 600 to 1800 daily target? 1800 usually. How many trades? Well, I go for pretty big trades usually, and because I have a trailing stop, if NQ keeps ripping, some of my trades are pretty big. I don't know how many trades per day. That's a good question. I should probably keep track of that kind of stuff, but I don't do like hyper scalping. I'm not trading 50 trades a day, nothing like that. I guess I could reverse engineer the math. So let's do that, because typically I do aim for 1800, but I'm not married to it, right? Quote unquote, air quotes. I'm not married to 1800, but that's just my kind of average daily. So let's do 1800 divided by my average trade is, let's just say it's around 225. That's 8 trades. So I feel like it's probably less than that. My average, yeah. Anywhere from, let's say, 6 to 10 trades. That's assuming I don't have any losers in there. So we'll bump it up to 8 to 10 trades. How about that? 8 to 12 trades, just to be safe.
Yeah,
JC, you got short? Where'd you guys get short from?
I entered, let me share my screen. I entered a couple minutes ago. I think when the audio was off, I mentioned it. Hold on. Yeah, I'm short at 550, but I entered a while back. So I did catch some drawdown up to what, 370? We'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Got my red down arrow right at 354, 354-ish. That's when that signal fired off. 354.
354, yeah. I like I said, I hopped on earlier. 50.
Yeah, nice
Target.
entry. So that
Target, I'm probably looking at the 20 SMA on the 5-minute. Right now, is that V23? Then you got VWAP at 317, and you got the 200 SMA at 311. So we'll see. See if they start pushing down, or they're going to continue to push this up.
So we just pulled back to the here. Let me test out my new SMAs and EMAs. So we pulled back to the 5-minute 9 EMA, and we're pushing up off of it right now on my small Renkos.
All right. Speaking EMA,
I like having these moving averages, man. You guys,
Good.
I've been missing these all these years.
I have to keep it simple. I'm not a coder, so what do I use? The 9 EMA, the 20 and the 200 SMA, VWAP, and pivot points. And of course, 1 hour and 4 hour levels. But I think your strategy and now adding some of these moving averages, you might have the winning formula, my friend. Shark Trends is short at 56, targeting 20-ish points. So a couple shorts.
All right. Hold on, I missed okay, Thumper says 8 to 12 trades. How many MNQs each trade? So Thumper, I recognize you from somewhere, Thumper. So I don't trade MNQ anymore, actually. I switched to, boy, how long has it been? It's been a few weeks now. I actually switched to using 150K accounts, and I trade one regular mini at a time. So
who got you to trade 150Ks?
I know some bastard. I don't know who it was.
Why would you switch to 150Ks, man?
So anyways, Thumper, I used to just trade like 3 to 6 micros at a time, but now I just trade one mini at a time with the bigger account size. And so far it's been working okay, as long as I just don't be an idiot, right? Like I did this morning.
I also trade mainly 150Ks.
Shark says, LOL, I wonder who.
I wonder who talks about 150Ks all the time.
Yeah. Nick says, based on what you said yesterday, Jesse, on your charts, since it's going down into that gray box, does that mean it's going to touch the blue too? No. So let me move my mouse down there, and we'll talk about that. So can you guys see my mouse? Oh, no, I'm on the wrong screen. I'm an idiot. Hold on. There it is. Okay. So this gray box, the very middle of it, is the center of the linear regression channel over here on this chart. So it's this, see the diagonal gray line right here? You guys see that? That diagonal gray line is this middle of this gray box over here. So normally if we're in trend like this, both channels are pointed up, we may get a pullback to that middle of that gray box, and then we should bounce from there if the price action, if the trend is going to continue. If it doesn't, if it breaks through there, then I'm sitting on my hands, because the next stop could be lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs as we drift on down to the blue area, right? So if we break that level, I trade that as a level. We break that level, my long idea is off, at least for now. So right here, I'd be interested in taking a long, because this is a nice entry. We're down here in the blue. We're in the blue zone of my channels on the small time frame, the small Renko bar channels, right? And we're in the gray zone of the big Renko bar channels over here. Now, one thing to keep in mind on the gray box over here on the left chart, this is from the big Renko bars, the 108/54. And so if we do break down through here, we could be coming all the way back to the middle of that channel on the big bars. Does that make sense? So those are the levels I watch. And those are strictly based on linear regression channels. They're not based on previous price action or support and resistance levels from like some of the stuff you guys, other people trade. I don't have any visibility to any of that stuff. All right, let me move my mouse.
Thumper, don't forget that one true indicator that doesn't lag, daily pivot points. Pivot points. Pivot points, I use pivot points a lot. The funny thing is the last 2 days, pivot points have been a trap for the longs. If you long the pivot point in the last 2 days, you were flushed. 60 points in 3 minutes on each pivot point, 2 days in a row. Pretty impressive what they did today.
Keltner channel and Renko. Yeah, I've used Keltner channels before. There's a couple things I don't like about both the Bollinger Bands and the Keltner channels, so I don't use them anymore. Don't ask me. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I can't remember what I didn't like.
Big, I think you just summed up the reason why I stayed out today. Pivot points failed, but statistically they work most of the time. Yeah, it's you know, how many directional days like today do you have, right? 2, 3%, 4% of the time. 95+% the reversal or contrarian trade is what NQ plays. So for me, stay out of directional days or stop fighting the trend and trade it. Hop on with the trend. That's why I'm not too concerned now with directional days. I got to make a decision: either don't fight the trend and hop on trend-wise, or stay out of it. I do much better on reversals.
There you go.
But yes, pivot points failed, but statistically, yeah, I'm with you 100%. It's, I use pivot points a lot in my trading. But like I said, 2 days in a row, it was pretty impressive. Whoever was watching the stream today, I tried to long a pivot point. I stayed in very little. I was like, this either bounces and we get the, you know, that short squeeze bounce that we're used to seeing, or it's not going to happen. Got out. Had I not gotten out, it was a 60-80 point flush in 3 1-minute candles, so 3 minutes. And they did that same move yesterday. That's why I was wary of it. I was like, yeah, they're going to do this again. I got out. But statistics. How many directional days do you get in a year? 2%, 3%? Not a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see.
Big, yep. And I stick to my guns. I took the trade. It was a risky trade, right? Hell of a risky trade trying to long a falling knife at a pivot point, but it's statistics. Most of the time it'll work. Today I was wary though. I didn't even let the stop play. As soon as I saw this thing is now bouncing, I got out and fortunately didn't even catch a negative stop on that one. Tommy, I wanted to drop. Was hoping we would get it. Let's see. It doesn't seem to be dropping. Seems like 350. My entry is the wall of China. So we'll see. Still early.
Marco says the Donchian channel. Okay, I've messed with that one before. I couldn't remember it, so Marco, I just added it to one of my charts that is off the screen. You guys can't see it, but I'm gonna watch it and play with its settings and see what I can do with it. Thank you, sir, for that bit of information.
Oh, Tommy, I wanted to drop. Move here is slow, yeah. Yeah, today was interesting. Yesterday was a graduated sell-off, right? How much did we drop yesterday? Like 300, 400 points. But it was throughout the day. Today, the curve was literally a linear drop. Those are the days that you know that bounce is happening. I tried once. I watched it flush the second level, watched it flush the third level. Then I said to myself, you know what? Just let this falling knife go. You are trying, mentally, I was trying to long it. I only took one trade, and like I said, I didn't walk out in the red. I protected what I had already come in from last night's trading. But I know myself. Had I stayed in, I would have given up my profits probably, or lost more than I wanted to. So for me, for now, directional days, run for the hills, swallow your pride.
Oscar says, where can I get this set up? Oscar, you'd have to build it yourself, my friend. I'm sorry. None of these indicators or anything on my screen are out there for sale anywhere. However, you can get most of this stuff. There are simpler versions of it built into NinjaTrader, and especially if you pay for their Order Flow Plus package, you can get the Delta stuff at the bottom down. Let me move my mouse. You can get, let's see. They have something similar to this down at the bottom. They also, NinjaTrader has a free indicator built into it for the linear regression channel. Those are my two primary things. The white dashed line is just VWAP. So I think there's free versions of that in the ecosystem, I believe. But these percentages over here, this is the buy-sell pressures on 4 different Renko bar sizes. I wrote all these indicators myself based off of kind of the base scripts that's available in NinjaTrader. So unfortunately, it's not publicly available, not for sale, nothing like that. But you could piece together a pretty similar setup. So just to recap, the chart on the right is a Ninja Renko 12/6. And on the left, it's a Ninja Renko 36/18. And then I do use one more bar size, which is really the big higher time frame bar, 108/54.
So, I mean, I'm not talking about today in general, but days that you have a bad day, do you think it's because you're just refusing to see that it's changed? In other words, let's say you got your call or your signal. Your signals are mainly, what, 2-3 minutes that move happens and you're out, correct?
No, it's usually less. Well, during the Asia session, right? During the Asia session, it's maybe an hour or two.
Right. But I mean, during the New York, I would think your signals, your trade is literally 2 or 3 minutes or less, correct?
Much less, yeah.
Right.
More like Peter. I'm in trades for seconds usually.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you fall into these traps of losing, it's because you refuse to see that, hey, my trades are typically under a minute or two. I should have gotten out versus continuing to add.
That could be one, although I do have a lot of winning trades that do take longer. So
Right.
I don't think I'd want to filter on that, but you're right. That's true.
Because for me, that's usually what I see. My trades are so quick. If I'm in a trade like 3-5 minutes, I'm in hopium world. And then of course, you start adding after that. New York session, your scalps are pretty quick. NQ tells you pretty quickly you're right or you're wrong. When you're wrong, that's the challenge, is getting the hell out. Most winning trades are very easy on NQ. And during the New York session.
Very true.
And it's one thing I've been trying to work on is, why stay in a trade 1-2 minutes when the 90%, I looked at it, 90% of my trades are under that, and those are the winning trades. Why am I holding for 5, 7, 10 minutes in hopium, close the damn thing, and find another one? I'm talking to myself here, but
No. I mean, it's very true. I mean, if you get yourself into a trade, like in your mind, you already know what you think it's going to do, right? So if it doesn't do that immediately, why not just kill the trade? I think why we don't do that, because 1 or 2 times in the past, we killed the trade and then it rips without us. And we're like, damn it, I'm never doing that again.
Got rewarded for the wrong reason.
John Bergeron says, your indicator made me money again. Oh, where did I miss it?
Yeah, how is it that John is like riding your indicator and you're not making it?
Oh,
last night John also killed it with your signals.
Yeah, apparently. the delta momentum. I bet you I know what he did. He probably saw this big delta momentum push and then this much smaller one right here, and he got long and took this for a scalp. Took a scalp right there.
Got it.
I'm betting you that's what John did. Or here's the other one. He could have done this, right? We had this big delta, less. This one kind of went up a little bit, but he may have gotten short right here too.
That was a nice short right there.
Wait for him to chime in.
How about the inverse 4? What is that?
Oh, I think that's just a typo. The E's by the 4. Inverse, yeah. Okay, all right. Good job, buddy. Good job. I need to start looking at my damn delta momentum.
King Caesar in the house. The man on the 1 minute. On the 1 second, I'm sorry. 1 second during the New York session. Caesar, King Scalper.
Yeah, see, for anybody who likes to scalp super fast like that, so you may want to look at the Ninjarenko bars like a 2/1. That moves real fast. It's like that's a 2-tick bar. So if you're into scalping, that would be the setting if you're on Renko bars. A 2/1. That'd be pretty similar, probably, Caesar, to the 1 or 2 second. Let's see. I missed something. What the heck did I miss? Oh, Nicholas says, how often do you mod your codes? You know, Nicholas, I used to mess with it a lot back in the beginning when I first started coding NinjaTrader. But I learned pretty quick that I should never make big changes, right? It's all once I got it to a place, all my indicators got it to a place where I like it, it works. I'm usually profitable if I don't turn into an idiot like this morning. And what I learned is make tiny little adjustments. Fine tune it is all. Don't make big changes when you think something's not working, because really the indicators are working. It's just that the market has changed, right? And so if you're going to code indicators, you got to make sure they work under all market conditions. And the only way you can know that is if you keep them the same through all those conditions. So I don't go in and make big changes to them every few days or every few weeks. Very little subtle changes, if anything.
What's the old saying? Don't fix what's not broken.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Marco says he tried that setup with the Renko. Yeah, it's fast, man, especially NQ. Good luck keeping up with a 2/1 during the New York session. Whoo, boy. Are you the creator of Ninjarenko? No, I wish. No, Ninja is a great company. They have a ton of different indicators, and if you sign up for a free account, they give you the Ninjarenko bars for free.
Tommy Stark. I use Grok and TradingView.
Grok and TradingView. You know what's funny about that? My wife, when she first started getting into trading, I never even thought to do this, but what she'd do is she'd come over to my screen and take a picture of my NQ chart and feed it into ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, should I go long or short? And the damn thing would actually analyze it.
No way.
Unbelievable. It would analyze the photo and it would say, I think you should go long. I couldn't believe it. But I will tell you this, just like any other system or indicator, it needs more filtering than that. It needs the human element to say, well, I'm not going to do that because of this over here on this other chart, right? So it's only right half the time, like any other indicator, any other system. What we need to do as the humans is improve that by looking at other things and confluence amongst other things and improve that 50% up to 65, 70, 80%, right?
iGamer in the house. What's up, brother? Long time no see. Good to see you, iGamer.
Nicholas says, well, that's one way of using bots. Yeah, tell me about it.
And we are snail pace. This is where I get frustrated with Asia.
Oh, somebody was asking about Tick Blaze earlier. I totally... Who was asking about Tick Blaze? Sorry about that, chat. I totally missed it, and I forgot to circle back. I'm not familiar... I mean, I've heard of that, but I'm not familiar with the products or whatever it is. I'd have to Google it and check it out. But no, I don't buy any indicators or anything like that anymore. I have in the past. I've bought a lot of different stuff and tried all kinds of platform systems bots, you name it. I've had a lot of stuff, but Tick Blaze is not one of them.
Charles Zhang, anyone going long or short? I think this chat is divided. I think we have some shorts in play already or in position. I think we have a few longs as well. So I think we have a divided chat. I've been in a short for an hour now, and gone nowhere. This is why I love the Asia session.
Yeah, what I don't like, I mean, I was kind of stalking along, but what I don't like, if you guys look over here on the left, are we on my screens there, JC?
Yeah, you got full screen right now.
Okay, so on the left-hand chart, what I don't like is that, I don't know, I feel like we ripped up here, we didn't get up here into the channels, so the type of price action that I like to trade is when we're making higher highs, right? And so I know this was the close and everything, but the fact that we ripped back up here and we didn't even make it into the red zone of my channels on the big bars over here, to me, that's concerning. I'm kind of stalking along, but I need to see this. I need to see this get down into a little further into the gray zone, and then I also need to see one of my signals need to fire off, right? I'd like to see some kind of delta divergence or stacked imbalances, something having to do with volume, delta, buying pressure, anything like that. I got 3 or 4 different signals that fire off based on volume and delta. Speaking of that, there's one right there. So that little yellow arrow up, that means we just got a down bar that had positive delta on it, which means the buyers tried to take control, but they couldn't. So that yellow arrow is not a trade signal, but that means, hey, get ready, watch this, something might happen here. So let's see what, we're not quite down into that, far enough into that gray zone for me to really take a trade. And especially not because over here we didn't really get up into the channels, up into the red zone like we really should have if the buyers are going to take over and kind of push this up tonight. That's just my take on it anyhow.
Peter Chan, Akanashi candles, all red, 2, 5, and 10 minutes. Oh, Peter, we got to get you on to chat about your strategy, Akanashi candles. I'm still short, but I probably hopped on earlier than most of you guys. On for an hour in short.
Has it been an hour?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I got in at around 7:20. Switch. Got in 7:50. Top of that channel. See. I love your avatar. Well, good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon to everybody on the other side of the ocean. Welcome to the stream. Today we got Jesse James. We're going to have Jesse James a little more often. So do us a favor if you haven't done so. If you're enjoying the content, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Hey, it's not moving. Usual. This is why I love Asia. This is why I love Asia.
What's up, iGamer? Yeah, where's everybody from? Let's do that. We forgot to last night, right, JC?
Oh yeah, let's do the cities.
Get some hype in the chat.
Cities, states, countries. Let's start with the international crew. Who's overseas? Who is outside of the U.S.? Of course, Kali in the house.
Yeah, King Caesar and I are outside
Paris.
the U.S. for sure.
I know Paris, Montreal, Canada. Zach, all right.
Colombia.
Colombia. Parcero. Saludos, parcero. Jesus salva. Nice.
Madre mía. I love it.
Brazil.
Marco. Brazil. I got family in Brazil, Marco.
La Buena Jesus.
Corona.
Germany. Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. Love it. Love it.
That's exotic. Eshmu, welcome to the stream. Gallus, Germany. Israel, shalom.
Shalom.
Montauk, New York. Miami, of course. Miami's always in the house. Peter Chan, adoro Brazil.
Cali in the house with JT. All right.
I think in the U.S., our biggest pocket is probably California and Florida, from what I'm getting.
Yeah, I think you're right on that.
Peter, I know, is in New York City. Lake Michigan, Shoreline. Phoenix, all right. Somebody close to me over here. I'm in Chandler. Oka Bush.
Shark Trends is in Oregon. That's right.
Oregon. You know, for some reason, I thought Shark Trends was in California. Shark, you live in Oregon or just up there for work? I don't know why I thought you were Northern California.
Jocka's in Chandler, bro.
Oh, look at that. You're right by Intel. Yep, I'm by close to Intel, actually. I'm down here in Fulton Ranch. So we're neighbors.
Yeah, you guys are like pollo a la raza out there, huh?
We're going
That
to...
heat.
Yeah.
The heat.
I'm going to start getting together, a little AZ crew. Got a couple guys trading futures out here.
Ohio in the house.
It's funny. My daughter is in a sorority at ASU. She's in Kappa Kappa Gamma. So they always have like parents events. I was a Lambda Chi Alpha at BU. So Lambda Chi Alpha has a chapter at ASU, and one of the last events, I went to their house. And they gave me the whole tour, and on the top floor, they have like 5 or 6 day traders. They all trade futures. They know about Apex. These are college kids, 18, 19-year-olds trading Apex. And I walk in and I'm acting like, what are you guys doing there? Oh, I see some screens. Apex, what is that? So they're all like excited, right? They're all talking about, yeah, man, we day trade, we do futures. You know about that? I was like, no, not really, futures. So I'm playing it off dumb here. And then finally at the end, I was like, guys, this is perfect. Not only are you Lambda Chi Alpha, you guys are day traders. You do exactly what I do. And I just started going over my story. Now it's like we talk all the time with those kids. They're funny. But you'd be surprised how many young 19-year-olds already playing around with prop firms, futures. It's insane.
Sweet. Hey, Fernando's in Scottsdale. All right.
Fernando Sanchez. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen you in a little bit, but I do remember Fernando's in Scottsdale. Nice.
Rango Mo, Phoenix.
We got to get we got to get a little Arizona get together soon. Phoenix, Rango Mo. Nice. Desert Ridge.
Eminem says, what time zone is best to trade? Well, that depends on your trading style, but probably the New York session.
Depends on your style, indeed. For me, New York, listen, I love the community during the Asia session. Love heat. But you guys can see how frustrated I get during the New York session. I mean, during the Asia session. Just got to wait. Got to wait for like 2 hours to know if you're right or wrong. I still battle with that. New York, that's a different ballgame. But listen, I just have to get used to it. That's all.
The Asia session does pick back up. In fact, I've had some real nice trading sessions at nighttime.
King Caesar, I think you just said it. I hate the slow action, but the community is great. Yeah, that's why I'm here, man. I love the community. That's why we show up.
All right, let me turn on the light. It's starting to get dark. I'll be right back.
All right. Jesse, JC, there's a future in NT or Tradeify that allows a daily profit trigger and a trailing stop? Question mark. That would be a Jesse question. I used to trade on Ninja and Replicanto, but I did it only a couple weeks. So Jesse's the expert on Ninja and Replicanto.
All right, I'm back.
You got a question there on Ninja Replicanto. Thumper, I can throw you a video, Jesse, if JC doesn't mind me posted here. It's tilted, posting and downloading scripts, traders and developers. Yeah, you can, the Discord, you can drop your scripts there. I know Jesse has been getting some feedback on scripts and all that stuff in the Discord.
Yeah, drop it in the Discord. Thank you for that. For Schultz, yeah, definitely NinjaTrader has what they call an ATM strategy. I have some pretty advanced ones that I've created with multi-stage trailing stops and all that kind of stuff. Tradeify, I'm not sure. And also, I'm not sure of a daily profit trigger. I think you mean target, like where it stops all trading if you hit your daily profit target. I want to say maybe you can set something up like that in Tradeify, but I'm not sure. I don't think NinjaTrader has that natively. I could be wrong though. I've never tried to set something up like that. But I think Tradeify does have some stuff like that. If you sign into trader.tradeify.com using your credentials that your prop firm gave you, there is some pretty cool stuff in there. All right, Caesar's long 5 micros.
Nicholas, it's nice to not be traded alone because sometimes you need a team to not get too impatient. I agree. Trading is a very lonely subject. As we all know as traders, we're stuck in our offices, our basement, whatever it is that you're trading, and you're usually alone.
Yeah, okay, Schultz, yeah, okay, so he clarified. Yeah, let me switch to my other screen over here. Let me move my mouse, and I will show you. Here is my ATM. This is just one of my ATM strategies in NinjaTrader, and it does exactly what you're talking about. So I'll walk through it real quick. Let me make the screen bigger, actually. Hold on. So I can see. All right. Because as you guys can tell from my avatar, I do have 4 eyes. So let me zoom this in. Okay, so let me hit edit. So, all right, so every trade I put on starts like this. It's got a 60 tick stop, and it's got a 200 tick profit target. And then what I'll do is I'll normally kind of drag those to where it makes most sense. So actually, let me cancel that. So let's say I put a trade on right now. My stop would be somewhere right down in here. My target would be way up here, right? So what I would do is I don't touch the target. I just leave it way up there out of the way. I'll move my stop to where it makes sense, bottom of this gray zone. Or if we were up here, I'd move it at the bottom of these channels, right? Or if we were right down here, I'd move it here to the open line or VWAP. You know, wherever it makes sense. Or what level do I need to get the heck out of the way, right? So sometimes I don't touch it at all. So 60 tick stop, 200 tick profit target. And sometimes I'll just close that and just let it run. But here's the interesting part, the stop strategy. So I've created several of these custom stop strategies. This one's my favorite, and here's how it works. Now, again, keep in mind, I'm scalping these channels. I'm not looking for big giant moves like some other traders do. So what it does, and I don't use this top part, but it does have an auto break even that you can set. So profit trigger would be like, say you wanted to go to break even at 20 ticks. You could do that. You put 20 ticks here, and then you leave the plus at 0, and it will move you to your break even when it reaches 20 ticks. I don't do that. I just have them both set to 0, 0. I don't want it to move to break even. So instead, what mine does down here is a 3-stage or 3-step trailer. So when we get to 38 ticks, it starts trailing by 16. When we get up to 46, it trails by 12. If we get to 54, it starts trailing by 6. So the trailing stop gets tighter and tighter as we get further into profit. And the reason for that is to protect the intraday trailing drawdown that many of us trade with on some of these prop firms. Right? So it locks in your profits. So that's how NinjaTrader's stop strategy works inside of an ATM strategy right over here. So as far as other platforms, I don't know, but that's how NinjaTrader operates. Hope that answers that question.
King Caesar, fake out shop That's why I need the momentum so I can see and have the follow through. Yeah, listen, it's very different trading Asia. A different strategy for sure. Completely different. I'm sure it's also because of what you mentioned, Jesse, with the summer trading.
Yeah, it just kind of slows down during the summer months. I think we're kind of getting to the end of that, I think. But again, I've only been trading for a couple years now, so I haven't been around as long as some folks have, but I think we're ending or getting closer to the end of the slowdown time.
Smart Money Sprouts, do you use VPS? I do not. I haven't found a reason to use a VPS.
No, I don't use my trade. Look, I'm slow enough as it is. There's no way a VPS is going to save me a tick or two, right? I'm already too slow at entering trades and exiting trades. So,
Right.
I mean, if you've got a very, very precise bot that's taking trades for you based on order flow, maybe it makes sense to have a VPS near the exchange, so you don't get so that you have less slippage and faster entries. But I mean, look, when I'm trading for a couple $100, I don't care if I lose $5 of it off slippage, right? So that's just me.
So the 20 SMA for the shorts, the 20 SMA creeped up all the way up as we're chatting away, where potentially this short may have some trouble. So let me show you guys what I'm looking at here. This is the 5, the 15, and the 30. This, as we were chatting away, this just pulled right into price. We have these FEG right there. So I'm watching this. I think I'm in at 50 or 51 in a short, but I'm concerned that this just came up here to provide that resistance, or they can flush it. So, yep. But that could be the bounce. So this is what I'm watching for, that this short isn't valid. We'll see.
Down below it, right at, I have the 15-minute EMA here at 343. So that could be a target if this does flush through the 21.
Long as it flushes, we good. Next stop is, I think somebody mentioned VWAP. So we'll see.
Yeah, and interesting enough, if you guys look over on the left-hand chart of mine, let me move the mouse over there. Whoops, where's my other screen? There we go. So VWAP is just about at the middle of this gray box right over here, which is also the open, the evening session open, right? So you got a lot of structure-based and volume-based confluence right here. So if we blow through the middle of this channel, I would be willing to bet we're coming down to there. Which at that point, if we get a bounce from there, then it could still potentially be a higher low. We could still see some more long opportunities tonight, but let's see how it plays out.
Raquel, crypto trader, you don't use footprint? I do not, and I think someone mentioned that Quantower does have footprint charts. I don't. We were talking earlier with Jesse, Bookmap. I also don't use Bookmap. Some of you guys use Bookmap.
Nicholas Gomez set up. By the way, folks, if we miss a question or anything in the chat, feel free to type it again. Sometimes I'm looking away and kind of showing off something on the other screen and I miss stuff. So, but Nicholas says, just to be clear, this don't work on Tradesync, correct?
What is this?
I think he was talking about my advanced ATM strategy with the trailing stops and all that. I think that would maybe get you in some trouble with Tradesyncer, but I don't know. I haven't used that, so I haven't tested it.
Oh, I see what he's saying. Here, let me see if I can. Let's take a look at the limitations. So here are the limitations with Tradesyncer, and it's exactly some of these multi-bracket orders, the trail stop limit, break even. Just have to take a look at their FAQ. And like I said, for me, I follow this one line from their website. This is the Tradesyncer website, which says using market orders whenever possible. I've spoken to their CEO today. They have built-in intelligence around market orders for unfilled orders. Similar to what I said earlier, whenever you have an unfilled order with a TP and a short stop loss, you may have an unfilled order. When it hits a stop or hits a TP, that's your entry now. Tradesyncer has built-in intelligence. As long as you use market order, it'll detect that, hey, you entered a market order. 5 out of your 10 accounts were filled on that market order. 5 weren't. It will not honor the TP and the stop loss on those accounts only if you use the market order on your entry. Hope that. But again, read the FAQ. It's on the Tradesyncer website. Just get familiar with that difference on market orders, stop loss, and stop loss limit orders. I've even publicly, I did this actually on X, I publicly questioned Tradesyncer and I said, you guys are trapping. I've shared my conversation publicly on X. I told their CEO, you are trapping traders by not just being upfront and saying, use market orders only. There's very few platforms that give you separation between stop loss limit, stop loss market, and they're going to work. After today's conversation, they're probably going to update this page that I was showing you earlier. In my opinion, and I've said it, I voiced it, you should be telling people only use market orders. That's the safest way to use Tradesyncer. But to be continued.
All right, so there's another delta divergence. We got positive delta on a down bar right in the middle of that gray zone. If we get a push from here, great. If not, this is also the 15-minute 9 EMA. Okay, we pushed through it. Never mind.
Yep, this is what I'm watching on the trading view. Let's go back here quickly. VWAP, 20 SMA on the 15-minute. You got the middle of that FEG although I don't use them, that middle of the FEG is pretty sweet. So let's see if it plays out. Continuing on that short.
Buyers are trying to buy it back up from here.
Yep.
We did overshoot my perfect entry zone, though, so I'm not interested in a long right now, especially because what I was talking about earlier, where we got that nice big push up, but it failed to make a higher high in this ascending channel on the bigger Renko bars. So I wasn't too impressed with that.
Looks like they're going to buy it back up here. We'll see.
If I had to guess, this is going to be a lower high and we're starting to drift down. That's my guess.
Oh, but don't you have that? Isn't that shark fin, the red shark fin to the downside indicating buy? I think I'm reading your things now, right? That would be a long entry, no?
No, that's a lot of selling delta momentum. Now it did flip to buyers, but
that's what I mean. That's what I was like, oh boy.
What John likes to see is a big red one like that, and then a smaller red one on the next push down, which means not as much volume.
Got it. So in other words, the sellers have left. Got it. Okay, I get it. I thought it was. I thought it was going to be as easy as watch for a fin, blue or red, and then flip it.
No, that'll get you in trouble sometimes. Don't do that. But let's see if this turns around and goes south again, and we don't get as much momentum out of the next down move, then that would be exhaustion, and then you start looking for a long. So here we go. Let's watch this. So now it looks like it's going to try to drop out of here, a lower high like I was talking about. Let's see what happens.
Oh, we're also at a pivot point on the 30 minute. How did I miss that? See, I'm chipping kind of away. That was where the bounce just happened. It's at 38. Ooh. All right. All right.
Well, right now the sellers are still in control as far as selling pressure on all 4 bar sizes that I watch. Oh, never mind. It just flipped.
Yeah, I just realized this is a pivot point on the 30 minute. Just chat away here, not looking at levels.
Buyers are trying to take control here. Let's see if they can do it.
Nicholas, looks like it's testing the 4 a.m. low. Wow. All right. You're going to have to tell me what that 4 a.m. low is. Oh, Paris time. Okay, I was like, whoa. I don't think I track it like that. Paris time, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not liking that bounce at the pivot point. Pivot point was at 339, 36, 37. Bounce. I think that was the out, at least on this wave.
Let's see, it's getting close to some of these SMAs and EMAs that I'm watching. They're all kind of clustered up here. Okay.
Green Trump red is long, 344, targeting 360. I just missed my exit on that. It's like
I still think it drops from here. I think we're putting in a lower high. That's my guess. It's an educated guess.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if the next wave continues to the downside.
Okay, Thumper, thank you. Appreciate that. We'll check it out.
Jeff Koski in the house.
What's up, Jeff? Good to see you, buddy. How are those beautiful pups doing? Okay, so it's trying to reject off of the... Let me zoom my chart in so I can actually read this.
Was at agility class. That sounds painful. Sounds like a lot of stretching. Snap.
Okay, rejected off of the 5-minute 9 EMA and the 1-minute 21 SMA. Rejected both of those. Will this be a lower high? I'm thinking so. Yeah, the longs are fighting back, that's for sure. A little bit of a battle going on here, Caesar.
Caesar, how did you make out today, by the way? I forgot to ask you. I'm assuming you did well with all the volatility today.
SV says, is this chop range? Could be. Could be. We're either going to flush out of here or rip back up to the highs Or we could just range here. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Everything's slow motion during the Asia session.
Slow motion until it picks up speed against your trade.
All right, King Caesar, 403 green on the day with micros. Sweet, good job.
Thinking I missed my. Let's see, just below that pivot point.
Okay, I just heard a whole bunch of sellers.
Hey,
I mean, it went bzzz.
that's the sound I like to hear.
Yeah. I should try to pump my sound. You know what I can do? Hey, switch back to your screen real quick. I'm going to re-add mine.
You're gonna re-add yours. Yep, I saw that. Okay, so now let me add yours here and update.
Actually, it says also share system audio. Oh, shoot. Never mind. Because then it's going to put your voice through there too. Never mind. I'll work on it another day. I'll try to figure out how to do it. I'm not going to turn that on. That'll mess it up.
Enable the screen. There you go.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. It was a nice thought.
No, actually, in your audio settings, you can probably select. I don't know if you have virtual cables. Set the audio from that platform to a virtual cable, and then you use the out on that screen as that virtual cable, and you send it here. But you can do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't have virtual cables.
Oh.
Yeah, super nerd. I would like to have some virtual cables. Can you loan me some?
Get you the link.
Okay, Marco says, good morning from Slovenia. All right. Welcome, Marco. Okay, Tommy's in a long. Caesar was long, added, chop, fake outs. Killed it, flat. No follow through.
No, yeah, this is 5-point follow through, King Caesar. You're scalping 5-10 points, my friend. All right, I think I'm gonna have to get out of this. Let's see if we get a little push again. Get out before they start ripping this up. All right, here they go.
There's the drop. Here we go.
Yeah.
Ooh, buyers are buying it right back up. They're trying.
Oof, they just bought the whole thing back up. Ugh.
They're defending. They're defending.
Liking this long. Gotten out. See, I'm sorry. I don't like the short. No.
Jaka is long from 403 with 2 minis. Woo!
Nice. I think we got a divided chat. I'm assuming we still have a few in a short, and we have a few now building their longs too.
Wait a minute, long from 403. 403. Hold on a second. We haven't been there tonight yet. I think that's just a typo.
Jeff, Panda had her annual exam today, and all her shots are up to date. Hey, man, happy to hear. Got very cute dogs.
I remember one time Jeff sent me a video of him. He's got this really nice camera that I'm... Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming it mounts to like a chest mount or something. He sent me a video of a nice, beautiful park, a dog walk with those 2 dogs in a beautiful park, somewhere in Washington State, if I'm not mistaken. Jeff, you're up in Washington, right? Anyways, I want to visit that park. It was beautiful. Man, nice hiking trails, walking like bike paths, walking paths. Super nice area. A DJI Action 5 Pro. There you go. That's what it was. Riverfront Park. Okay. Gotcha. Green Trump is red. Is gonna settle for 355. All right, I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for you. Let's go. Push.
Yeah, I think bulls are starting to buy this up. They're allowing on this flush.
Zach says out for now. We'll enter short at 365.
Yeah, I had my chance to get out. I think I screwed up there. Let it live for a little longer. I have to take a small loss on this one. I had my out there. It's got 15 points.
Nicholas says, and still no green arrow indication. Yeah, so that's because, well, take a look at this. So remember we were talking about, let me move my mouse over there. So remember how John was talking about he likes to see a big delta momentum push, like for example, this red one. And then when the next push is smaller, he'll take a long. Well, there's the smaller one, right? So the volume delta switched to bullish, and now it's pushing long. Now this isn't a ton of volume, so I'm not convinced it's going long yet. In fact, the CVD is dropping. Its moving average is dropping. That's why this is red up here. CVD is red. On the biggest Renko bars I watch, 55%, 57% sellers still. On the 3618, 53% sellers. So sellers are still fighting here. I'm not convinced it's going long.
Well, that benefits me. Still holding. But get back down to that 335 area. I'll probably a bit too long. Too long. Asia session long.
Oh, I forgot to finish my thought process there. So who was asking? So I think it was Nicholas. So the reason we didn't get a long signal here, at least on my signals, is because the delta did not exceed any of the standard deviations. So this push down did not, and then the reversal of the delta on the move up, it did not exceed. There was a couple things, the negative delta needs to exceed a standard deviation, and then the push on the positive volume needs to exceed a certain moving average, and that didn't happen. So this did not fire off a signal for that reason. So we'll see. Cool, Jeff. Sweet. Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. It's even got a cool name to it. Okay, so King Caesar is 5 micros long, and he just added, I think we're going to retest, he says. Okay. It's pretty choppy here.
Yeah.
Pretty rangy. It is, I mean, slightly moving up as it's chopping around. But there's no big push, right? There's no volume behind it.
Hey, we're trading the bots, man. This is all bots right now. Oh boy.
I think maybe the problem is there are no bots. We're trading like 5 other people around the world. No volume. We need what we really need is 24/7 futures trading so that the big firms have to keep all their bots running 24/7.
I think they do. At least that's what I've read and heard.
Oh yeah.
The bots are in action.
Maybe we just don't hit any of their thresholds, like, as far as speed and volume per bar and things like that. Like, they only get involved maybe on a big scale if something major is happening.
Way above my pig. I would not know.
Yeah, me too. But I can say this: whenever I've been trading at night before, when weird stuff happens around the world, like missiles are launched or war, things like that going on, and sure enough, there's definitely the big firms get involved immediately. So their systems are monitoring everything, and when stuff starts flying around, those bots step in and they know what to do.
Oh yeah, algos triggered. All right, buyers, hopping in. I think I missed my out. Got greedy.
Are you green or what? How's your trade looking?
Like $30 in the red now.
That's not bad.
No,
that's the price of admission for a nice fun night together, hanging out as buddies.
Yeah, but that can become 400 pretty quickly. I refuse to close it, so we'll see. We'll monitor this now. Did miss that out at 37. It's the pivot point. Missed it. It was a 30-minute pivot point.
Yeah, Caesar, the problem with that is that their machines that are on or watching, monitoring, they're not gonna step in unless we hit some major levels, right? They don't care. I don't think they care about us 5 or 10 people trading 1 or 2 contracts around, moving the market 10 or 15 points in either direction. But if some bozo goes out there and actually accidentally typos it and puts 50 NQ contracts short, something's going to happen, that's for sure.
All right, we've been in a 10-point, 15-point range for the last hour and a half. They pushed it up and consolidated here. Could be the full flag consolidation.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can see that green box on my Renko bar there that has an 11 next to it. What that means is on that bar that's behind that box, there was 11 times more buying delta than the selling. So 11 times more buyers hitting the bid than sellers hitting the ask, or vice versa, sorry. So during the New York session, that usually means a continuation in that move. During the Asia session, that doesn't necessarily mean that. So let's watch it. If we had some actual volume, we would get a push out of that green box, push up. But there's just not a lot of buyers right now to continue that move.
Tommy Stark took profits. I don't like it. Yeah, I should have. Be right back, guys.
Nicholas says, realistically speaking, how many people actually trading NQ in the world do you think at this time? Well, this is, I believe it's the Asian market is open right now, and it's daytime for them. So they're trading. They're trading. So not a lot, obviously, because the volume is pretty low. The London session has a ton more volume than this, and then of course the New York session is probably got the most volume.
How many are in the live stream? Exactly that. That's a good question. how many traders or how much volume does it take to actually see action? Because
Well,
technically, you're right. Asia traders are trading right now, but it's not moving. So
yeah, I think one of the big problems is, and I don't know if we should talk about this, but one of the problems is that a lot of people, right, traders like us, we're trading prop firms instead of live market money, right? And so, what takes a hit? The live market. They're not getting the volume. So apparently, and we've heard some of the prop firms talk about this. Apparently, the CME is working with them to try to figure out how to resolve that. So we'll see what comes of it, but we're sitting here trading prop firm accounts that those orders don't hit the market, so we're not contributing at all.
yeah, but
And
the prop firms have been saying that for some time. In other words, this year. Okay, here we go. We got some volume coming in now. All right, what was that? 845. Is there a reason why we just had that little? It's had like a little spike here in terms of lag. So something's. Anyways, they've been talking about CME getting involved for some time now. The rumor is that CME is going to require futures prop firms to have a certain percentage of their revenue come in from live traders.
yeah,
That's why you've seen a lot of futures prop firms dangle the carrot of live trading. Whether that happens or not remains to be seen. We really haven't seen, other than a few live traders that they flash on social media, we're not seeing big numbers of live traders on prop firms yet.
no. In fact, if they want to regulate it, that's one idea. But another idea that they could do too, or maybe both, or a mix of both, is require prop firms to actually copy trade at X percentage of the active trades that are going on in their prop firm. So force them into doing something that drives the actual market. I'm sure they can figure it out.
Well, that would be live traders. In other words, a certain percentage of your profits have to come from live traders.
Yep.
All right, what are we going into? 2 hours and a half, and I'm at $40.
Hey, it's better than working at Walmart.
I've been at probably the max drawdown, $100. All right, let's see if they're building some pressure here. I'll close it on this wave.
No offense, Walmart. We love you.
See if they
There's a push. There you go.
Let's see if they can flush this wave. And not getting greedy at this point. Close it. We'll close it. Just can't flush this damn
thing. Nicholas, that's funny. Even with my magic indicators, or crayons as we call them around here, I still do stupid stuff and blow up accounts. So yeah, it's tough. Prop firm trading is very, very tough. That's for sure.
Yeah, trading in general is not easy. Doesn't matter what strategy. You're always battling yourself. I think I said it earlier. It's not the strategy. It's us, applying the human factor to it and changing the rules and modifying this, modifying that. Stick to the strategy, you win.
Mm-hmm. Chris, good night, buddy. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you.
Hey, you have the other day.
Oh no.
Let's see. That's my sign. That's my sign. As soon as it opens up, get the hell out. You still hear me, Jesse?
Yeah, I gotcha. Good job, Tommy, getting out of that bad boy. Right in time, he says. Good job. Let's see, where's the color scheme? Let's see.
Nicholas is asking, what's the next market to open? London? Might probably be a question for the Asia experienced traders.
The next. No, London. No, it's there's a Eastern European market that opens sooner. I think it works backwards from Eastern Europe back towards, moving west towards London. Can't remember which market it is, but there is one that opens sooner. Let me check Financial Juice. Sometimes there's like a news event that kind of calls that out.
Rain gap boy. It's a little 10-point chop there, back and forth. All right, now my Quantower is back up. All right, I think this is my sign. Grab a little bit of a loss before this becomes bad. I didn't get out on that drop. So. Longs have woken up.
They're trying.
Everyone's getting excited. 5-point ripper. Zoomed in on your charts.
Here's the rip. Whoops. Let's go. Yeah, Marco, Germany's 1 hour before London. Thank you for that. Yeah, so we normally get a little bit of action at 12 o'clock. So here in about 8 minutes, something opens up. We get some action. And then again at 1 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Eastern, and then, of course, 3 a.m. Eastern. So some of that is the pre-market. Just like here in the United States, I'm sure other markets have pre-market opens also, where a few more people get involved. So it's nothing major, but here in a few minutes, we usually get some action.
All right, 7 minutes for some action. Let's see what happens at the hour.
And don't ask me why, but it's usually like 5 minutes late. maybe people getting their coffee or something. It's like 12:05. Boom.
Back and forth. Oh. 10 point. Sorry. 10-minute range. Going in this range for 2 hours. This is why I love Asia.
Nicholas, what that means is on that bar, there was 11 times more buyers than sellers. The bar that's right smack dab in the middle of that, I should say.
$3 profit. Right? Not trust this. What?
Give the man some ticks.
You're smart. Take any trades. Who's win any? Hanging out for.
No, in fact, so I'm up $402. Well, I'll round up $403 on the night on my 5 Tradeify evals, but that was right off the open this afternoon. I took 2 trades and boom, boom, both of them ripped. So a couple $100 each, and I haven't really seen a setup since then. Of course, I was at work for most of that time and then driving home, and so I haven't really got to see much of the market this evening.
Trader's bait. Yeah, I've been flipping back and forth. My screen. I just closed that break even. Got tired of that short. Hung out on that short for 750, 852. Gave up, man. I gave up. you gotta love Asia. My out was obviously right here, and got greedy, so letting that one go for break even. We'll see what happens. But good evening to everyone. New to the stream or enjoying the content, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Just stuck in a 10-15 point range last 2 hours. Gave up on that. You guys can see of slow grind. Yeah, Chipotle money for my daughter.
So Shaq says there's a purple button on Quant Tower that says exchange times, and it'll show you all the different market opens and closes.
Oh, thank you. Who said that?
Papa Shaq.
Papa Shaq, thank you. Quant Tower has a button that will market open. Now if it...
Yeah, that would have been $90 for you, buddy.
Yep. It was, well, I missed the...
Oh, there's another bar down.
That what always happens. I turn off the stream.
Yeah, watch it flush down to your 200.
Yeah.
With your moving average.
All right, I give up.
He says it's called EXT, exchange times. Purple button.
Well, you look at that. Oh, wow. Let's play with Quant Tower more. Look at that. Exchange times. So, assuming I have to switch Arizona time. Bro. Cool. Thanks for the tip.
Nicholas, I don't think Tradeify nor NinjaTrader have that. I don't think. I've never seen it. That's pretty cool.
So have you ever babysat a trade till the next morning?
Yeah, micros only, not minis.
I don't know what I mean babysitting. In other words, staying up
Oh, no. The longest I've ever stayed up was two times with the day trading nomads, Bob and John once for the London Open, and I fell asleep right away, and market was ripping around, but I just couldn't last. I had to go to bed. But I stayed up till 3 a.m. Well, actually, I think it was 3:30 a.m. Eastern time, and man, oh man, I was dead tired.
It is. The short is now playing out. This is my luck. I'm about to turn off the stream, or get out, or walk out, and then hung out for 2 hours on that trade, and then you get to play. Unbelievable.
That happens to me all the time. I kill my trades way too soon sometimes. So just flush through all the SMAs and EMAs that I have loaded up. There's one more down below us, and that's the 15-minute 21 SMA.
There it is.
And that
Gotta be.
And that's way down there at 327.
Oh boy. Goodness gracious. 3 poles of 5. Wah. Ready.
Oh no, King Caesar's got 30 he's built into this long position. 30 micros long on a 50K combine. Oh boy. King Caesar, my thoughts and prayers are with you, my friend. Come on, market, push up for King Caesar.
2.5 hours waiting for this play. You gotta be kidding me. Balls of 5 in the chin.
Don't go all tilt on me now right before bedtime.
No, I'm not touching it. I know my tilt indicator. It's this exact moment. This is where I turn it off, walk away. Got unlucky.
Chris says this chart's too much. It's just right for me. Was it the 3 bears? Just right. Thumper says, oh, that's where you, okay, yeah, gotcha, Thump.
Crazy Chris blew my test. Now it's for real. Oh man, sorry to hear that.
Second test? That's not bad. I've blown hundreds of them.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't admit that out loud.
Well, you're profitable. That's all that matters, right? Doesn't matter how many accounts you've blown.
Man, back when I first started, I can't tell you guys how many times I reset my Topstep accounts back in the day, a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think I've shared the story. Topstep did 2023. That's all I traded because that's all I do when I moved over to futures. I got to tell you, they took a lot of my tuition money. It took me a while to be profitable with Topstep. Although profitable with other props quicker, Topstep took a while. In terms of how much I put in into combines and resets and all that good stuff versus how much I took out in payouts. They took the majority of my tuition money. Sure. Nicholas Gomez, I'm on my second eval ever. Really? I didn't know that. I thought you were trading props already. Took me 30 minutes to fail the first one. Hey, man. It's part of the journey. You're going to enjoy the journey. I didn't know that that was your first eval. Happy to hear. It's a fun journey. Don't be turned off by the blown accounts and all that good stuff. Peter Chan, Earn to Trade took most of my money. Really? I haven't started with Earn to Trade yet.
Mine's probably Apex, because when I finally figured out there were other prop firms, right? I was with Topstep for a while. When I switched to Apex, when they were having like 90% off sales more frequently than they do now, I was all over that. And I was still teaching myself how to trade futures, right? So I was blowing them left and right.
Peter Chan, I started with Earn to Trade. Yeah, I have not opened an account yet with Earn to Trade. Topstep took my tuition money. And now that they're on, Topstep X, I haven't entertained Topstep at all for a good part of this year. Nicholas Gomez, relatively new to this. I've only traded CFDs. Then I joined your stream and decided to join the prop firm's power trades. Look at you, man. All right, that's a good story. I didn't know that part of it. I thought you were already trading futures when you started supporting the stream. Well, that's awesome to hear that you opened up your first eval. Nice. Don't get turned off by blowing it. If I remember correctly, you opened up a 50K, so you blew about $3,000 today, and it cost you what, $100? So keep going, man. Tommy Stark, I blew accounts until I blew my oldest funded and the one I worked on the hardest. I haven't blown any funded since. Oh, that's impressive. I still blow funded accounts.
Yeah, I just did this morning. My 10 Apex accounts are poof, gone. Sayonara.
10 Apex accounts. Those hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, Apex is fun to pass because you play games with those, but when you get those PAs, those do hurt when you blow them. Know the feeling.
Yeah, and like Caesar's been saying all along here, like we learn from those. Wow, look at that drop out there.
Yeah,
JC.
yeah. This is my time to go to bed. Had the right idea and got impatient. There you go. It's Asia for you.
Yeah, and I just to remind everybody, I was talking about how I didn't like, we ripped way up there, but we didn't even get into those upper channels. So I'm talking about, here, let me move my mouse.
Jeff Koski, I blew the 25K funded last night.
Oh, bummer. Those 25Ks are pretty easy to blow, though.
Yeah. I don't think I've opened the 25K yet. I started with the 50Ks. I shared that story. I switched to 150Ks end of last year, beginning of this year. The 25Ks with my trading, I'd blow that in probably 15 minutes.
Let's see.
Jesse, can you explain PA? I'm assuming you're asking about PA on Apex. That's a performance account on Apex. If you're talking about price action, I guess that's different.
Yeah, I mean, price action, if we're talking about that, is different depending on what kind of bars we look at, right? For me personally, I only trade Renko bars. I mean, there's some similarities, but for example, let me move my mouse back over there. I can kind of walk through it a little bit. So over on my left chart where I'm spinning the mouse around, I like this rip up we got, but the fact that we didn't push up into the red area of the channel up here, this is the linear regression channel, we didn't make it up in there, right? We didn't set a higher high from before the close here earlier this afternoon, and then started drifting down. So part of me was like, this might be a pullback. We might go long tonight, but I don't like it. It's, this pullback was not an A+ setup, which is why I've been sitting on my hands and not trading. I would have liked to see this keep going up here into the channels and then a pullback. Then I'd be really interested in getting long. But because that didn't happen, that's just basic price action stuff that I noticed right there. And then if you shift over to the chart on the right, we pushed the highs, but then started making these lower highs, right? So I just haven't been interested in getting long here for those reasons. And so that's all price action based right there. Of course, then you got the flip side of that. If we were putting in higher highs and higher lows, then I'd be interested, but we're not. The channels are both pointed up, which means I only want to trade longs. We're in a long trend, but I'm not getting the setups based on the price action. So I hope that helps. That's just the way I look at it. Of course, I don't have time-based candles, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 4 hour, all that kind of stuff, but I assume it's pretty similar there. You traders that trade those time-based candles are probably looking for higher highs, lower highs, things like that also, I assume.
I'm falling asleep here. Yes, you're right. I wish I could comment. Lost me there. You lost me there. RJ, how long did it take you to pass the eval, RJ? Can't believe I lasted 2.5 hours on a trade. And it's still, I don't even want to look at it. That's why I'm like staring the screen. That's how bad it is. It's gracious. It's good. There it is, 200 SMA touch right there. God damn it. Yeah, I don't show it on this one, but I do have it on my other chart. Just called regression channel. Let me go back to you. Oh my God, look at that. 200 SMA, perfect touch. Well,
so if you're looking at my, oops, let me move my mouse to the right screen. Hold on. So the middle gray line in this channel is the center. This is the linear regression line, right? So over the last 200 bars, this is the middle. And then you got 2 standard deviations away from it, and then you've got 4 standard deviations away from it. And this constantly updates itself. It's always moving, especially during the New York session when the market actually moves. And it's based on price action only, no order flow, nothing like that. It adjusts itself based on the price action of the market. And I'm running this on Renko bars. It works on any bar type, but I personally feel like it's most accurate on Renko bars or range bars. But yeah, it's the linear regression channel. Like JC said, Quant Tower calls it regression channel. I think, here, let me look on NinjaTrader. I think Ninja calls it, let's see, what do they call it?
See if I can bring it up while you have it on my other chart, other screen, but
yeah, Ninja calls it regression channel.
Yeah, same thing with Quant Tower.
Yep. And so in Ninja, I don't know about Quant Tower, but in NinjaTrader, when you add it to your chart, it only lets you pick one, the width of it, which is the standard deviations away from the middle line. It only lets you pick one. So because I like to see two, I like to see 2 standard deviations and 4, right? So I used to just add the indicator twice to my chart, run one of them at 2 standard deviations and run the other one at 4 standard deviations with both of them on the same period of 200 bars. So I used to do that, and then I just made my own version of the indicator that has it all built into one. But you can replicate this using that built-in indicator. Hope that helps. Okay, so King Caesar's now 50 micros long.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. We're both like, oh boy. King Caesar playing. King Caesar's playing that 200 SMA bounce. Know your style. Nicholas, next news drop. You probably want to have financial juice up and running while you're trading, especially since you have a different time zone. Show you.
Yeah, it's French PMI at 3:15 a.m. Eastern.
If you open up financial juice, I only have it to US, but you can open it up to some of the Europe and Asia countries, especially those opens up news. Let's see.
And Nicholas says trend is going down, might look for another short. Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you, although I would never get short at the bottom of the linear regression channels. I would wait for it to pull back up to the middle. Then maybe start looking for a short. But again, I filter my trades based on those channels, and because they're both ascending, I wouldn't be looking for shorts anyways. That's just me.
I'm hands off at this point. Thanks for that. The French news won't affect the NASDAQ, though.
It's mixed in with the New York Open, so it probably, you won't be able to tell. But it probably does have some kind of impact. I'm not sure. I've never stayed up that late. Have you, JC? Oh, yeah, JC, you didn't answer your own question earlier. Have you stayed up all night?
Hell no. You kidding me? I just started doing Asia. No. I've always been on the trade New York and go to bed. But like I said, I do want to give Asia a shot. I do see the difference in the style. It's depending on how you look at it, or just quick scalps. But take the loss.
All right, King Caesar, good out on that, buddy. He salvaged that with just being down $400. Good job.
Wait, I thought he was long. Didn't you?
He was, but he got out. He added a whole bunch and then got out of it for only a $400 loss on that.
All right.
long.
Well, with that many contracts, that's good.
Yeah, probably a smart move. Although, we all know how NQ likes to play and tease us. So now watch it rip up for you there, Caesar. Ay.
All right, guys. I'm calling.
You calling it?
Yeah. How about you?
Probably soon. Yeah.
Well, you probably want to trade. You haven't traded yet.
Yeah, but it's slower than usual. I'll probably turn on Paramount Plus and watch Landman or something like that.
Marco Cavallo probably brings up a very valid point. What do you guys think about gold? Isn't it volatile to Asia?
I've showed this before, and sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Right at the moment, it's not. So here, I'll drag this over and show you this indicator that I wrote that kind of helps. Whoops, let me bring this up so I can see what I'm doing. I know you're trying to say goodnight there, JC, so I'll make it quick.
No, take your time. Take your time, my
friend.
All right.
So if you guys take a look, here's my market analyzer, and I've got not all, but most of the instruments that we trade as future trader, right? And I've got this column over here I called it target ticks. And what this does is it takes the last 4 1-minute candles and averages out the ATR in tick value. So over the last 4 1-minute candles, the average tick movement for each of these instruments, right? So clearly NQ is in the lead at 14. Woohoo, a whopping 14. Everything else is pretty pathetic. So I wouldn't be trading any of this other stuff right now. Now, you're right. Sometimes gold will be way higher than, and oftentimes BTC, that's Bitcoin futures, that'll be higher than the NQ. But as of right now, NQ is leading, and it's not that much. I mean, during the New York session, these numbers are all way higher, of course.
Wait, you're
But
saying
essentially,
gold is that slow? Oh.
yep. So essentially, what this is saying is, over the last 4 minutes, on average, it's only moved that many ticks. That's the ATR. So in ticks. So none of these instruments are very impressive right now, but NQ has clearly got the lead as far as speed goes. But I hear you. Yeah, I mean, at times there are other instruments that are moving more than NQ does, but right now that's not the case. I do keep an eye on that. That's my, whoops, let me grab that, move it out of here. That's my market analyzer, and I keep it there up over here on my other screen for that very reason.
In other words, although we're in the Asia session, Asia's trading their markets, not necessarily the American market.
That's right.
Yep.
That is right. And so what happens is some of their, I mean, they do cause some movement, but not a lot.
Like I said, even though it's called the Asia market, Asia doesn't mean they're trading this market. It's CME, they're trading their own Asia market. Just coincides time-wise. We're looking at it as the Asia market here on futures, but that doesn't mean they're trading futures, American futures. They're trading their own stock market within.
Yep.
So a little food for thought there.
Marco says, isn't it wrong to compare NQ with GC in ticks? Not really. If you're looking for speed, no. If you're looking for dollar value, yeah, that's not a fair comparison. So could you make more money with GC in the same amount of time? Sure. But it's slower, right? I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you can look at that, Marco. You have a point, but I like to look at it in ticks.
Right, because the dollar point, with the dollar value per tick is irrelevant. It's the movement. If we're talking about movement, right? We're talking about movement. The movement in ticks is valid. The dollar per tick in terms of value, that's a different formula. It's the value per tick. But as far as movement is concerned, you're not looking at the value.
Yeah, I mean, if we're just talking about for entertainment purposes, like movement and actually getting in and out of trades, having some fun doing it, NQ is the only one that's really moving. That's how I look at that. But you are right. GC's worth a lot more per tick. So is BTC. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think one of those is like $40 per tick or something. It's crazy. Crude oil also, but they're all slower right now, so I wouldn't be trying to trade them. You'd be stuck in a trade for 4 hours if you're trying to get a few ticks out of them. So, anyhow.
All right, so did anybody stick to those shorts up there at 350, 356, or did everybody bail? Because I haven't heard anybody say, "Hey, close my short." looks like everybody closed it early. There are a whole bunch I saw a whole bunch on earlier. Yeah, 350, 356 shorts, and then just quieted down. Nobody called Caesar's micro short, but I know you're playing. Nicholas, I bailed when I saw green. Yeah, same. I bailed. Literally, when I bailed, if you're looking at the screen, is when it took off to the downside. So, happens. Look at, literally, it's right there. I bailed, and right there, it starts flushing. Waited 2.5 hours for that trade. Happens. What it is. But yeah, I'm not seeing anybody call their green trades. It looks like everyone bailed. Okay. Peter took 9. That's good. That's more than I did. Sure. I think you did a great job. Fabulous job. Why we got you. Our smart technical trader in the community. Oh, and everybody writes their own indicators. Okay, RJ, you took 10 yourself. Good. All right, so a couple of you took points on that one. I mean, listen, I took an astonishing 3/4 of a tick. No, 3 ticks actually. So that was pretty impressive. Got myself in the bag. Silver. Holy shit. Which one is the one that what's her name? Tori talks about all the time. Platinum. Who trades platinum? Who trades platinum? Does anybody trade platinum? Tori seems to be making a ton of money just trading platinum. Trend lines. Same here. Yeah, I do want to take a look more at gold. Nikki, as I call her. Nikkei. But platinum, Tori trades in her platinum trades, man. She keeps killing it. Trade Higgs. Tori trades is too hot. I concur. Lightly concur. In case the wifey is tuned in listening. I want to be able to sleep in my bed tonight. But we have love for Courtney for Tori. Trades. Yeah, sure. Oh man, the more I look at this damn short, go straight 2.5 hours waiting to play. All right, 9:30. Tomorrow's tomorrow's Thursday, right? So tomorrow I'll do New York with some movement, with some volatility, some cojones. 9:15 a.m. Eastern, win, lose, or draw. 2 things usually happen. I'll smile pretty quickly after a trade, or you'll hear the following comment. No bounce, guys. No bounce. No bounce. Not bouncing. Next level. That's usually what happens. Either it's a one and done out, or, well, it's not bouncing. Yeah, Jesus Christ. It's funny. I watched one of my tilt days on video, and I'm sure you guys who watch the morning. I mean, like I said, the Asia session. I'm not there yet. It's transparent, but the morning session, we'll see the trades, and it goes bad. I'm going in a tilt. Expression is there. I'm sure you guys for those that watch the New York session, I'm sure you guys can probably read me by now. Oh, he's going on tilt. He's going to take a bigger loss. But that's trading. Win, lose, or draw. I don't hide it. RJ, how do you usually do during the New York session? I'm profitable. I do well. That's my main session, but I also don't take a lot of trades. I showed last week my performance on account that I just passed. Average 2-3 trades for New York. If I can get a one and done, I'm done. Now with Asia, I'm averaging about 4 or 5 trades a day. But the majority still is New York. I'm going to have to find my mojo here. It's got to be committed. This is a 3-hour wait to get this move for 20 points. All right, so I think we covered all the topics. We covered your story, Jesse. We covered Tradesyncer. We covered Ninja Replicanto. Nicholas, what VWAP setting do you use? I don't use it on Quantower. I do use VWAP on TradingView. Let's see which. Pretty sure it's session. Yeah, VWAP session. Yep. Oh, okay. So let's do. Okay, so let's go back to this. Okay, here we go. Can you hear Jesse now?
Can y'all hear me okay?
Sorry about that.
No problem. I think I was muted there for quite a while. Sorry about that, guys. I'm sitting here talking to all you. I'm like
VWAP session. That's why we need a camera for you. That way we know you're talking, and they'll say, "Hey, he's talking, but I can't hear him." Because unfortunately, whether you guys can hear us, I can hear Jesse, he can hear me, but that doesn't necessarily mean you guys can. Ranga boy, going to sleep now. We're just getting scammed in this price action. Yeah. Ooh, look at that flush. Oh, man, it's hurt. I mean, they just want to kill me right now. Look at
okay,
that.
here comes the 15-minute 21 SMA. It's about to tag that.
Like I said, I probably wouldn't even held this long, but it played out.
Yep. And if you guys remember, I was kind of talking earlier about the fact that if we drift down below that gray box, that's kind of all longs are off for me. So now here we are down below that gray box. I'm not interested. A whole bunch of lower highs and lower lows.
Looks like it's hunting for VWAP. VWAP's at 322.
Yep, and the open's 323, so that's a pretty significant area. And that's also the middle of the linear regression channel up on my big bars.
$9.30. King Caesar is scaling out. King Caesar on the 1 second chart. And it executes on the 1 second chart. Nicholas Gomez, and still no green arrow.
No green. Oh, you know what? I forgot to finish explaining that earlier. So let me bring my mouse over here. So the blue and red up and down arrows on my chart are triggered by the delta down here, which is the white bars, right? They go up. They're up if they're positive delta on the bar, down if it's negative delta, right? So the white areas need to hit a standard deviation, which is hidden. There's a whole bunch of standard deviations and moving averages that are going on down here, but they're hidden just so it looks cleaner. But the calculations require that the delta has to push below, I believe it's 2 standard deviations. I can't remember my exact calculations, but we've got to have momentum, which is the red. And then we also have got to have been pushed below a standard deviation on the negative delta. And then we got to get a delta flip, like the bulls step in and start buying. And that's what will trigger like a blue up arrow, for example. And then the exact opposite for the red down arrows. So we just haven't had any of that significant delta, right? So and the price action shows that. It's been buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers. They're just fighting it out. There's no significant rips in either direction here. So my signals are sitting on their hands saying, don't trade. So I'm abiding. The dude abides.
There you go.
There's a rip. Oh, right when Caesar added to some shorts. Darn it. Darn it, Caesar.
Nicholas, I think if I traded with 1 second candles, I'd have no weight on my nails by the end of the 8. Can't use the 1 second. I watched the 10 second. I don't necessarily trade.
Okay, coming up on the 5-minute 21 SMA. About to tag it.
King Caesar added to shorts if this is a fake out. Hoka Boosh long from 41.31. Neon ES.
413. Oh, on ES. Oh, that's what you were talking about, Joka, earlier. You're on ES. I was wondering why you were at 4 something. Okay.
Oh,
that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. You said 405 earlier.
Yeah, we're in the 300s. I was like, is that a typo? Okay, you're on the ES. Now I understand.
All right, King Caesar's 30 micro short. He added to that short. Scary, this can pump. We'll find out pretty soon.
All right, so it looks like we've got 92 people here hanging out. Make sure you guys have all hit that like and subscribe. Show your boy JC some love. I feel bad we're keeping him up late here. The dude's been trying to go to bed for half an hour.
Tells you, I love this community of the Asia side. Passion is for the New York and trading, but love hanging out here.
Everybody chatting it up, man. You guys make it happen.
Exactly.
There'd be nothing to do if there wasn't anybody to talk to.
If this holds and pumps, I will long. But need this to break that. King Caesar. RJ Crevier found your stream like 3 streams ago and love stopping by ever since. Hey man, RJ, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in, for supporting the channel, and yeah, we're doing this every night, 9:15 p.m. And for those of you that trade New York, every morning, 8 through Friday, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, New York Open. Volatility with it. So let's talk about tomorrow, Jesse. Are you trading nasty NASDAQ in the morning, or are you taking a break?
Yeah, I'll be trading it. I mean, if I see a perfect setup, I'm not gonna, after the morning I had today, I've got to be extra careful.
All right. Tomorrow with Jackson Hole, I'll make a decision pretty quick. Whether I'll probably take one trade, depending on execution and how my mindset's at. I'll either continue or do a repeat of today, call it early, or I risk some funded accounts.
Joka Bush says, you guys are super nice, by the way. That's really awesome. Hey, you too, my friend. You too.
It's funny, we were talking about that earlier, Jesse and I. That's the vibe. Listen, this is traders sharing their trading style and having a little good time with you guys, chatting away. No flexing here, no egos, none of that nonsense. Good time.
Yep. Just try to be welcoming to one another and supportive, Matt, same here, RJ. Started tuning in the past couple of nights. Keeps me sane while trading the Asia session. Love it.
Nicholas, how long have you guys known each other and how did y'all meet? Are we going into 10 years, Jesse? I We know each other 10 years.
Oh, I met this knucklehead 10 years ago. No,
Yeah, we like he comes over every now and then. He'll come out to visit my family. I'll go out there with the family, visit his. It's
sure.
we've known each other so long.
No,
Actually,
really, I think I met JC the same way all you guys did back when I've been watching his regular videos for quite a while. And then one day, just out of the blue, I got a notification on my iPhone that said, "Hey, JC Trader's live." I said, "What?" And JC Day Trader's live? So I watched, and then I got super pumped, and then he never came back. It was like a few weeks later, he was live again, and so then I reached out to him and I said, "Dude, you've got the perfect personality for this, bro. You got to stream, man."
yeah,
And so there you go.
yeah. And what is it? I started the YouTube channel around Fast Track days. It was mainly prop firm updates, prop firm gossip, all the prop firm drama. And this year, I started the YouTube channel probably, I want to say September of last year, on and off. Then I started live streaming, I think in February. I would live stream for a day or two and disappear. Come back for 2 or 3 weeks later, I'd do it a day and disappear. Then finally, what was it? Last month, I think we're going into 2 months on the New York session. I know I've been doing it every day religiously, probably 2 months now. Then Jesse and I have been chatting. Let's say the friendship started middle of this year.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly
Yeah,
when,
yeah, yeah.
but
We met literally through the channel. It's like meeting all of you guys. That's what it's all about, building a community. And he got me into Asia. The time slot, the 9:15 p.m. That was full transparency. That was Jesse's suggestion. I think it's a great slot. So, and listen, at the end of the day, watching Jesse's charts, his indicators that he codes himself and all that, it's a great value for you guys. That's always been the goal of this stream: provide value, educational content to inner traders, experienced traders, or like someone just mentioned, hey, I just tune in, I'm trading my Asia session, and I just kind of hear you guys out. That's what I used to do when I was a trader. Before live streaming, I would watch a couple guys on live stream. That doesn't necessarily mean I took their trades or followed their trades, but I did use them for confluence. Oh, that idea is kind of matching what I'm thinking. And that's why we're kind of building this, especially the Asia session, setting it up to be a little more on the educational side. Have a good time, chit chat away, get to know each other. So it's just the beginning of a long journey, from what I understand that YouTube has to be. But looking forward to it.
that's right. And I look forward to learning a lot from you guys. So, for example, for a little over 2 years, I've been trading futures, never used moving averages before. I mean, I know what they are. I just didn't use them, right? No EMAs, no SMAs, none of that. And so one of the things I kind of picked up from JC and the chat, and so now I've written myself a moving average indicator that adds 6 different moving averages to my Renko chart, but it's based on minute candles, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. So I'm still toying with it, making it look nice, but I'm learning from you guys, and that's what this is all about.
Matt, I like to trade based on the KST, MACD crossing, and RSI. Confirming above or below the center line. All within a 14 candlestick time frame. All based on trend, of course, too. Wow, that sounds pretty technical. Nice strategy there. And you know, it's funny. We were talking about that yesterday, too, with Jesse. I think everybody has their own strategy. I don't think this idea of buying courses or even if you're trading ICT. Still think everybody's going to adapt it, change it to your personality. And you'd be surprised if we were to put a couple of you guys on a live stream and share it. I bet you that 9 out of 10 of us would have a completely different strategy. I mean, completely different strategy. Would you agree, Justin?
I agree 100%. And you know what's even funnier? And we've already started learning this by having other guests and hanging out with one another, talking on the phone while we're trading. What we notice is completely different. Like JC uses minute-based time candles, right? I use Renko bars, but some of the levels that my indicators are printing and showing, they line right up with some of the support and resistance, moving averages, other levels that JC's using. So even though we all have completely different ideas and indicators and all that stuff, what I'm finding is a lot of it lines up. A lot of it lines up.
Yeah, I forgot. I think it was Brett Simba, CEO of Tradeify. He was on a stream a couple months ago, and he said the same exact thing. Somebody asked him, because he's the owner of Tradeify, and he was like, hey, do you find ICT strategies successful, and do you use them? He's like, listen, at the end of the day, I know there are ICT traders that are successful. I know there are ICT traders that are not successful. He doesn't use ICT, and he goes, I find that some of the calls or signals that traders talk about on ICT, they kind of coincide with his strategy. So I think at the end of the day, support and resistance, no matter how you look at it, is going to match multiple strategies. Just how that is reflected on your trading strategy.
That's right. And like if you look at FVGs, for example, the fair value gaps, a lot of the times, if you're say you're a volume profile trader and you use Bookmap or NinjaTrader's heat map, a lot of times those FVG zones are right in those minus development areas, right? The weak volume areas of the volume profile. So again, something else, 2 separate things that kind of line up a lot of times. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
All right, guys. I got to wake up in 6-7 hours, so call it a night. Do appreciate everybody tuning in, and as always, thank you, Jesse, for sharing your insight.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys tomorrow night. Tomorrow night for all the Asia session traders, 9:15 p.m. tomorrow Eastern, and for all the New York. NASDAQ New York session. I'll be up tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Trading NASDAQ and see what Jackson Hole brings to us tomorrow. Be another volatile day. Probably just as bad as today, so I'll be very cautious. Maybe another one of those days, walk out early. Dustin Sharp, red candles. Truck Tan just filled. Set a limited order for 414. Zach, see ya. All right, guys. Have a great night. Jesse, have a good night, brother. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Thanks for having me. See you guys tomorrow.
All right. Have a good night. Nicholas, have a great night. Have a good one.